This shit can get real freaky. All about Pippi Long and Dashiki. Where you at, send the address, they'll meet you.
Lariano.
We ain't going back and forth and fake beefing. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. I'm the reason everybody got K's on the block. What I pay for my watch, don't you hang with the cops? It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Hang with the ops, you'll get slayed with the ops. I'm the reason everybody got K's on the block. What I pay for my watch, don't you hang with the cops? It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. Shit, nigga. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Like, why you even hanging with them for? Oh, that's your cousin, I put his brains on the floor. They don't never throw no money at the club. All they do is see you and speak me up. Like, what's with all the dick riding, bro? He's a nobody, I sent his ass to the stove. Deep on shit, what you got up on my 40? I like FNs, Dracos, 9s, and Lil 40. I sent LJ and MJ outside the garage, you know. Give us front row tickets right now before we extort you. Better listen when I speak right now, who getting money? They'll slide up on your block right now, I'm that important. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. I'm the reason everybody got K's on the block. What I pay for my watch, don't you hang with the cops? It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Hang with the ops, you'll get slayed with the ops. I'm the reason everybody got K's on the block. What I pay for my watch, don't you hang with the cops? It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. Shit, nigga. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Fake tough, you must be off a pill, bro. My shooter with me ain't always in kill mode. Thanks to Rami, I'm always in chill mode. Don't think about it, nigga, I'll kill something. Don't make me go up in the go yard still package. Did him like SpongeBob, I'll kill Patrick. I make niggas give real good captions and double back on the candlelight and get it cracking. Get the slap, who put $10,000 on my head, niggas capping. Niggas rappers, niggas actors, niggas bitches, niggas faggots. When his body hit the ground, get his jacket. The op lover died too, it was tragic. Hang with the ops, you'll get slayed with the ops. I'm the reason everybody got K's on the block. What I pay for my watch, don't you hang with the cops? It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Hang with the ops, you'll get slayed with the ops. I'm the reason everybody got K's on the block. What I pay for my watch, don't you hang with the cops? It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. Shit, nigga. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Man, we don't do ops. We don't do niggas who hang with them, associate with them. Nigga, we don't give a fuck about none of that, nigga. Yeah, we gon' put you in this casket too. Shit, we gon' get this nigga a 6-man casket. Yeah, hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. Yeah, hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. Yeah, yeah. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. It's 2021 and niggas still broke.
We go hard in the yard with a library card. 7 gang, source gang over everything. Y'all know how we rocking, man. We back. We back with another episode. And today we're going to review Dr. Reggie versus Elder Yarah. They had a little skirmish. You heard me? Jersey. So a little skirmish on side of the channel, you know what I'm saying? And the skirmish, I caught the tail end of it. I wanted to just watch it again before I jumped on here. But I was like, man, I'm listening to the rewatch. So now I got to go ahead and recap this, man. You Afrocentrics have lost y'all goddamn mind. You Afrocentrics, okay, this is what they say. We converts, we hate being black, you know, we're anti-African. Okay, cool. We can be all that. But guess what we can do? We can fucking read. We can read. We know how to read. And not only that, we that's not the only ability we possess. We know how to read and comprehend. How about that? So we can be fake. We can be anti-black. We hate ourselves. We hate black people. He even said that we hate black women. But guess what? We can read and comprehend. And the reason why I say that is because Reggie was reading shit that was slicing and dicing what he was saying. We're going to get into it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into it. When you have jailhouse convicts as the archfathers of the Afrocentric community, what do you expect? You know what I'm saying? These dudes graduated from Penn State. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, what do you expect, man? These people are at the head of the community and shit. And I'm just listening to what Reggie's saying in his arguments. You know what I'm saying? And I don't agree with everything he's saying. Look at my brother Sean in here. Sean the Don in the building. What's cracking?
Shalom, shalom, family. What's going on? What we doing tonight?
We're gonna review Elder Yarah and what's his name? Reggie, Dr.
Reggie.
My brother Reggie.
All right, cool.
Did you see it? You get to see it or not?
I seen the end. I didn't get to watch the whole thing because I walked in from work. But let me go set up. I'm here, but let me go set up my laptop and stuff.
All right. Yeah, man. This thing is funny, man. My thing is, when you arguing against us, D-Red, I want you to hear. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put the stream, thing in the comments. Anybody can jump on, man. D-Red jump on. You know what I'm saying? D-Red watched it, so he can give his commentary. I watched the end of it too. And the thing about it is, they don't understand what they read. Because y'all read sources and then turn around and say, that ain't got nothing to do with us. But you just read a source that said that Jews went into Africa and had children. Duh! Are you dumb? Are you slow? You can't say in one breath they converts, and then you read a source saying that postulate that, hey, these could be Jews that actually migrated to Africa, migrated to sub-SSA, and had children. If they had children, they biological Jews now, aren't they? This is the type of idiocy we're dealing with. So when they say, you anti-African, you anti-this, you anti-that, you hate black women, you hate black people, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we can be all that. But one thing I know how to fucking do is read and comprehend. He reads a DNA paper, don't know that slices and cuts them all the way up, because if there's a DNA continuity with Jews in Africa, that cuts your argument. Because that means there's biological Jews there. Because DNA is how you trace people groups. You got people saying haplogroups don't determine if you're a Jew. Okay, if haplogroups don't determine you're a Jew, then anybody can be a fucking Jew. And there's no argument. There is no convert. There's no real. There is no fake, because anybody can be a Jew, because it's not determined on ancestry, right? So anybody can. So you can't even go around calling people fake no more. See how that work? It's called an Aristotle dictum. It applies across the board. You guys you can't read, you can't comprehend. And another thing you guys suck at is logic. Y'all have some of the most illogical arguments. Reggie said something along the lines, and we're going to see it in the video footage, you know what I'm saying? Something along the lines that, you quoting the Nash Papyri, but it's in Greek. This was written by Greek people, not Jews. Reggie, just because it's written in the Greek language does not automatically demarcate or eliminate the possibility that actual Jews wrote it. You write English. And you're presumably, I don't know, that you're probably European descent. Shout out to my brother Reggie, because he might be European. I don't know your background, but African Americans, majority of us are presumably West African descent, and majority of us write English. We speak in English in North America. Majority of us write in English. So writing in another language don't mean nothing. Write in Spanish. My wife can write in Spanish. Does that tell you what her ethnic background is? No. It doesn't automatically assume that she comes from Spain. So if you find an ancient Greek document in ancient Egypt, it does not mean it was written by ancient Greeks, or what you call the people that come from Anatolia and Greece and stuff like that nature. Excuse me, I'm still at the end of my little bug, So it's crazy, man. No logic, no reasoning. How in the hell do you look at a Greek fragment and say, oh, well, Greeks wrote that? And when he say Greeks wrote that, he's meaning non-Africans or non-Jews wrote it. How did you get that from that? That means every essay that you ever wrote, every paper that you ever wrote, when you was in kindergarten, you had to do your ABCs. That wasn't written by an African American because it's in English. This is the stupidity that we deal with Afrocentrics. You Afrocentrics are the bane of the community. You Afros, I'm gonna tell you right now, Afrocentricity is what's wrong with the Israelite community. I know y'all don't want me to say that. Afrocentricity is where we get most of our pseudo bullshit from. That's where it comes from. That's where you get the idea that all black people are the same. We're gonna talk about
Shalom.
it. Shalom, Zaya.
Yo, shalom, shoot, Sean.
Shalom, Zaya.
Shoot,
You know what I'm
man, I
saying?
didn't see it, but I'm sure he won though. Debating these guys.
I mean, they said it wasn't a debate, it was like a skirmish or these people do weird shit. Like, I'm not finna get on camera with you for 2 hours and not debate you. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense to me.
You know, that's how it is, bro. Like he be wanting you to come on the show so he can put you in the hot seat and then say you don't believe in your God and this and that. I'm like, come on, bro. That's crazy. But back to what you was talking about though, Yeshua, though, they don't understand like the Hellenization of the Jews and all of the different things that we went through as far as like captivity and stuff like that. Like, you know, we would have took on the language of the oppressors.
Right. So does he have a problem with the Sephardic community that wrote their writings in Ladino? You got a problem with them? What about the Ethiopian Jews? They wrote gays. You got a problem with them? Just because they write in another language don't mean they not Jews, man. That shit, that's crazy, bro. For someone to say that shows they got the mental capacity of a sea slug. What's going on, Red?
Shalom, Red.
What it do, man?
Shalom, Red.
Shalom, man. What's going down?
Red, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna let you go. Let me ask you a question. Do you write in English?
Yeah.
You write in English, okay. So therefore, you're not an African American because you write in English. You're not a West African either. You're actually Anglo-Saxon.
Well, according to their narrative, if you adopt another culture, I'm not West African because we've adopted our people. None of us are West African, according to that logic, because we adopted a Judeo-Christian culture. So because we adopted another culture, that makes us not West African.
Facts. According to them.
So,
according, Dr. Reggie said the Nash Papyrus is in Greek, so it wasn't written by Jews.
He did not understand that it was Greek-speaking Jews. And that Greek was the lingua franca of the world at the time, kind of like how English is right now.
I was actually going to ask that.
We gotta go back to discipline niggas. You remember how the what's that Chicago the P Stones? They used to go around beat up niggas that didn't go to school. we gotta go around like the P Stones in Chicago and beat these niggas ass.
Man, but Reggie been to college though. Reggie been to college.
Reggie went for Africana studies. That's not a damn. Oh my God.
No, he didn't go for Africana. He went for something else.
What did he go for?
Yeah, he got a 4-year degree or something. I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie because I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna have to steal something from the white folk. That's that goddamn affirmative action.
But where did doctor come from then? He got a PhD for real?
Nah, he ain't got no PhD. That's just another gave him the doctor. You know how they be giving each other the doctor this, doctor that.
Yeah.
He was the head of the Civil Rights Board. They were trying to push him through to the college and shit, so he could fit their quota at the college.
Yeah, man. But I mean, their logic was flawed, right? And then I thought it was funny when Reggie put up them pictures. I thought that was funny. He took some of the pictures from Ngozi. Now I understand that those ain't even some of the same people. Some of them people were freaking. Some of those statuettes he was using was from a whole different group of people. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but like I said, man, it's just a thing where you know.
He hit him with the picture pages.
He didn't, I really couldn't believe Reggie did the picture page of scholarship. As much as they be dogging the eyeballs for that shit, they drag them niggas, man. For that shit, they dragged Dan Calloway for the picture pages, man. And this motherfucker backdoored and did the same shit. I was like, come on, man. Come on, Reggie. You better than that, baby. You've been around too long. Like, if he was a new booty cat, I'd give him a pass. I'd be like, he knew, he don't know, he just getting his feet wet. But Reggie been around too long, man. He know better to do that shit, man. He know niggas don't get rock with that shit, but he tried it because, I guess I guess they gonna say it wasn't a debate, it was a discussion. But nigga, you pulling out PowerPoints, nigga, that's more than a goddamn discussion, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, they both put out PowerPoints, man. And I just thought it was interesting, man. Elder Yarah put out a little dagger on him, but he put out the DNA from I think it was 23andMe or something. He put out a little hard hitter. That was a nice little one.
Reggie pulled a dagger on himself when he read the Jewish Negro shit.
Yeah, I know. But he didn't read that part.
No, he read the whole thing. He said, see, the Jews came down here and had sex with black women. Y'all hate black women. I was like, bro, you just proved that the Jews that's in Africa, if you believe that statement, that postulation that you just read, are not converts, but biological Jews. You just said it.
Well, that's the number one. That's the number one way of conversion.
It's through
marriage.
Through marriage, yeah.
So it's like that's why I say when they use that argument, they don't even understand what they're saying. They think that people are saying conversion like somebody just stood over them like a Catholic priest and put holy water on their head and said, you are now, you know what I mean? They thinking like that. But when these authors are using the term conversion, they're using it based upon the prominent method of conversion. They're not using it anecdotally, like, to proselytize and bringing in new.
You walk into a synagogue and say, "I want to be Jewish." No, that's not what's going on.
No. So when people say converts, they actually mean through marriage.
Yeah, them Jews would slide through the Sahara like, "Ooh, shit, she got a fat." Ooh, ooh, ooh. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring her down with the clique."
And then they said shit. It was Sarah Bartman. Shit, baby, marry me, baby. Marry me. I'll let you get back there.
That's what they was doing.
But say shit. I like
that. You pull Sarah Bartman out. Huh?
Yeah, man. The boys like, hey, man, shit. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I don't like us, because when you read about the Jews, we were some top of line niggas. We was sliding through there. We were trading, merchant. We knew about gold. See, the Islam
had that money draped up in jewelry.
We were draped up and dripped out. Know what I'm talking about?
We come through that bitch shining, taking all the good looking girls.
Right.
All that linen drip.
Yeah, man, drips, sauce that. You know what I'm saying? And them boys was mad. Then we had to kill them because we had iron. We had iron tools. They didn't, so we had to kill the dudes. When the dudes got a little real froggy because they ain't like us taking their women, we had to kill them all.
Look, man, the papers say we outcompeted them Africans down there, bro.
Yeah. No, regardless if you want to say the E haplo group came down from the north, or if you want to say it came from the east, or if you want to say it came wherever it came from, you know what I'm saying? We came through that motherfucker and shut that bitch down.
Right.
That's all that matters.
We came through, them boys came through swinging and banging from the land of Canaan.
Hashtag bars.
Is crazy.
Hashtag bars.
Y'all niggas ain't shit.
They came down screaming out that high signing.
Yeah, for real, man. So it's like shit. I mean, but it's. I thought it was actually fun. I thought I think he did pretty good. I even think Reggie did pretty good because he brought on a source to kind of help prove our point. But so I think Reggie did pretty good. Honestly, I like Reggie's presentation. I like what he did. You know what I mean? It was a discussion. They say it's a discussion, not a debate. So it's kind of like how do you rate it? How do you judge that? You see what I'm saying? But
It really went on for 2 hours.
Can we address the elephant in the room though? Can we address the elephant in the room?
oh Lord, which elephant?
The Gospels being in the west coast of Africa. I don't know how I feel about that. I'll be honest.
How y'all feel about it? Because I go a long time on that shit, so I'm long winded on that one.
I don't know, man. The Ethiopian Orthodoxy. I don't know. Probably so.
But you got to show that those ideas transferred to West Africa.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Zaya said, well, in the East Africa, that's as far as I know about it.
I think, from my perspective and what I've been reading and studying, that most of West African Jews would have been well, we know the Wargala Jews were Karaites. You know what I'm saying? Some of them were traditional, or they was like ancient Israelite for the most part. So I don't see a large abundance of Christianity, if you will, or Gospels in West Africa, unless y'all got something. So when they were arguing there, I was like, well, I really don't see that. That's the only thing I give Reggie. I'm gonna be honest, and I like them niggas. They don't know how to be honest. I know how to be honest. From my perspective, I don't see a large influx of influence, or at least evidence of influence from the Gospels, unless y'all got something else different in West Africa, ancient West Africa. We're not talking about 500 years ago. We're talking about like pre-Islam stuff like that.
Well, what I would say is, you do see Christians and Jews in the Muslim army pre-invasion of the continent of Africa. You do see that. They were there. Did they spread and go to astronomical heights and become, you know what I mean, have their own towns and all that? You can't see that. You know what I'm saying? So, but they were there because they were fighting the Muslim army.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
you would have Christians in Egypt and Libya. You would have it.
You would have Christians in West Africa because everywhere Islam went, you had Christians and Jews.
That makes sense.
You see what I'm saying? So because you got to think, this is pre them having real beef with each other. You know what I'm saying? They really were, because
Hey, can y'all hear me, or is that my internet messing up? Nah, they can't hear my internet messing up. What the fuck? He said I can't hear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Oh, okay. I thought that was my internet that shut down, man. You know how that go. All right, y'all. I think we lost D-Red. My internet been choppy. So when he was talking, I thought it was on my end. But until we get back, we're gonna play this video. I'm gonna text him real quick and see what's going on with him. We're gonna get into this video, man. We tired of the picture pages, bro. Stop coming with these pictures. This brother came out. Look, this is your God. Look at him. Stop with the picture page.
Picture pages, time to get your picture pages, time to get your crayons and your pencils. Picture pages, open up your picture pages, time to watch Bill Cosby do a picture page with you.
Yeah, I think they be hating too, man, because the Jews, they was getting their shine on, man. They were getting their shine on in West Africa, bro. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is, bro. Let's get to this video. Also, everybody that got a channel and everybody that do live content, excuse me, live content. Let me tell you something. You see what Sonetta doing right here? Don't be on the damn camera just staring at the camera live. Why do dudes do this? Bro, if you're not ready to go live when you're ready to go live. This is not, no. No, he does this for like 10 minutes, it seems like. So I'm just going to fast forward a little bit.
All right, like I was saying, y'all, we got the great debate coming up. These two right here, I really got to be in control of this because it can get out of hand.
Who gonna go watch the light-skinned Crusader get beat up on by Zion
All
Lex?
right, so y'all heard JJ. Y'all heard JJ.
He ran.
Yeah, he ran real quick.
Messing up Hebrew Israelites, messing up. I think they should.
So Alexandria.
General Yohanan say they need to get their
Why
asses.
are you running? Why are you running? Why are you running? Why are you running?
I don't know how you do that, son. How you get those sound bites, but but I think they should all get under General Yohana and Captain Tazariak and Captain Katazak.
I agree 100% because you know why, Reggie?
Yeah.
If ISUPK was to come back under the commanding of the Hebrews, I think the Hebrews would be more disciplined.
Yes, I think so.
You know, they would be more disciplined and jumping out the window and all this old crazy shit that they do. They damn sure need some discipline in their life. With all this shit, they say they love the Most High, Reggie. They love and respect the Most High, but they don't got no goddamn discipline in their life at all. What have you learned from the Bible, brother? If you ain't learned respecting your brother,
the audacity and the nerve of these two Negroes on this stream here, trying to judge Israelites or whatever because we might be high heads, we might go off on you dumbass niggas. Who are you guys? Respect your brother. Y'all scam your brother. You scam black people. Y'all involved in scams. One of your biggest voices on your channel is in court right now. Well, going to court next month for pedophilia, bro. Stop playing, man. Stop acting like y'all the exemplars of the community and we the F-ups. Yeah, right. Y'all got skeletons, man. Stop playing. Y'all scam. You sell false products. And you guys do a terrible job at reading and comprehension, man. Come on, bro. Stop playing, man.
discipline,
organization.
You ain't, brother. Yeah, you ain't do that.
They need to be organized so that they don't want to get under ISUPK, right? Which is coming from One West, right? General Yohana is the surviving. The other brother passed away. The other brother.
And speaking about character and behaving yourself, I know people on y'all side that got into it, fought each other, y'all punch old boy. What's the boy who made that was getting famous off making videos about black women? Remember he said, "Well, 2 or 3 shall be." Well, 2 or 3. Well, the 2 or 3 I shall not be. What's that dude name? Short black dude. Remember he made. You don't remember him? Damn, I can't think of his name right now. His image is in my head, but he went to a Sinetta event. Y'all socked him. Oh, that's for disrespecting the black woman. Was that the adult thing to do? To physically assault a man because he made videos disagreeing or saying something that may be egregious to what you say? That's not what adults do. Adults just punch motherfuckers because they don't like what they say. That's the adult thing to do. But you up here trying to act as if you guys are the exemplars in the community. Sotomayor. Thank you, Todd Make. Sotomayor. Or Sotomayor. I don't know how to say his name. He went to a Sinetta event, and under your watch, under your event, he got socked in the face. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's the That's the way to go. Just sock people in the face that say something that egregious. So, hey, everybody that's an Israelite, anytime you see Sonetta, Reggie, any of these dudes, just punch them in the face because it's cool, right? It's cool on their end. They acting like they're the exemplars in the community. We don't like what y'all say, so we should just punch y'all in the face when we see you. Drop y'all ass cold. Wow. Sleep on that, nigga. Let's follow y'all example. Since we the terrible people in the community, you know, we're bad examples. You the exemplar. Let's follow your example. Right? Come on, man. Then you got brothers. I know a brother that pinned up another brother. I'm just going to say the names because I don't care. Robborn pinned up Garfield behind some, because Garfield was supposed to punch somebody. He was supposed to punch Lex Vortex in the face. Garfield didn't punch him in the face. So when Robborn got mad about it and pressed Garfield on it and made him his little bitch, I guess we should follow that example too. Since y'all the exemplars, we're bad for the community. Let's follow your example then. You guys are terrible, man. You be blackmailing people, Sonetta. You blackmail people. Oh, I've been keeping this in the tuck just in case you got out of line with me. You said that. You blackmail people, bro. The nerve of these Afrocentrics, bro.
That was in the other section of ICPK. He passed away. So General Yohana, the Lord, their God, decided that General Yohana should live and the other one should be brought back into the ground and wait, right? And so now we have all of these renegade Hebrews actually messing up, Hebrew Israelites messing up One West. They are actually messing it up. So Elder Yarah is just one of them, and JJ's another. And
you know why Reggie is capping for One West right now? Because One West, I'm gonna be honest, like I was trying to say before my brother Zion came in, One West really is Afrocentric. A lot of One West is Afrocentric, bro. They got a lot of y'all talking points. And that's where I fall out with them brothers. I disagree with that. A lot of y'all talking points, man.
And go on and so forth. And I also think that the rest of them should get under Zion Lex. I think they should get under Zion Lex. Zion Lex is, though I don't agree with a lot of things that he says. He is organized. He does do research, right? He does speak Hebrew. Sonetta, what does I don't understand these Hebrew Israelites. They speak English. They don't want to learn Greek. They don't want to learn Hebrew. They don't want to learn Aramaic. They're comfortable with the King James Version. And so that's what they pull from.
Yeah, the King James Version is not a good translation, but I will say this. Hebrew, Greek, Aramaic, learning all that stuff, that's fine. So one can do that. That takes time, money, and resources. A lot of you niggas think that you can just wake up one day and download from the ether, how to speak Hebrew. No, you got to take classes and learn that. Greek, you talking about learning multiple languages and become polyglots, right? That takes time and money and effort. When you can easily just read what people have already went to school in their respective fields. I can go to a Hebraeus and read what he said about the strolls, or what he said about, oh, here's an addendum here, here's a copyist error here, this was added, this should not belong. You can just go to professionals and they have the tools ready for you. So that argument about you need to be a polyglot is a farce. It's a moot point. We live in 2022. Not 1922. All of the tools are available to us. So you need to stop thinking like it's 1901. That's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all stuck in an era that don't exist no more. Y'all in a time warp. Yeah, Ruth Smith says take a few years and a few $100s. I'm doing that. He said, I'm doing that now. Yeah, that take time. Y'all think learning Hebrew is something you do overnight. No, learning any language takes time. So the quick and more efficient way of doing it, which is like we can just rely on the tools. We got people that already went to school for it. They got their master and their PhD. Oh, I forgot. Y'all don't like white men. Oh, white people wrote them books. You niggas is retarded, bro. You niggas pushing our community into idiocy and anti-education. Malik says, One West didn't start this. This goes all the way back to Africa, and before that, Israel. They love to ignore the Igbo and Limba. Well, he outright ignores the Limba because Yarah brought the Limba up, and he said, they're Bantu people. They have nothing to do with West Africans. Nigga! You saying Bantu people ain't got nothing to do with West Africans? Those are relatives, dumb. They got E1B1A, dumb. This is the goofy shit niggas be saying. This is an Afrocentric shit, man. Trying to parse Africa, man. Parse brothers and sisters that are related, that on each side of the continent. They still brothers and sisters, but you will be the same nigga that say, oh, Egypt is ours. Or he made the statement that all people come from us. No, they do not. All people do not come from African Americans. We're primarily haplogroup E. You're referring to haplogroup A, and most of us are not haplogroup A. That's your Khoisans. That's your pygmies. We're not them. This that Afrocentric bullshit I be talking about.
And you heard me ask Black Jesus Minister yesterday. No, I asked JJ the question. I said, is there a big...
Right. They're telling you that you got to go out and learn Hebrew and Greek. But these niggas don't even know Metanetter, and they speak on Egypt all the damn time. This nigga, Reggie, take people on tours for ancient Egypt. Why he ain't using the same standard he putting on Israelites? Why he not doing it? Because he know it take time and money and resources to learn that language. That he not willing to put that time in. Come on, man. Stop playing. You niggas is fool, bro.
Big difference between the original text of the Bible and the King James Version of the Bible. Don't you know that he said no, brother? He said no, Reggie.
He never looked.
What the hell?
He never looked.
And he wouldn't even really be able to, and now see, the smart answer to that would have been like, I don't know, brother, because you don't know the original language. How can you even answer the question unless you know the original language, and then you can read both of them, right or wrong?
That's correct. And so, like I will say probably when I have time on this debate, most of these people are converts. They were Christian first, right? And being Christian first, meaning they put their mothers and fathers and great-grandparents and all that to death when they are Hebrew Israelites, because
this is the dumbest shit I've heard. Shout out to Reggie, man, because you did beat the fuck out of Garfield, and we commend you for that. But this right here is retarded. He said, oh, since y'all Hebrews, you put your grandparents to death. Okay, what did y'all do to y'all grandparents? Because your grandparents didn't believe the bullshit y'all believe. They was Christians too. Goofy. So you put your grandparents to death, Reggie. You put yours to death. When you chose to do that Afrocentric bullshit that you a part of, you put your grandparents to death. Because you said we put our grandparents to death when we became Israelites. Dumbass. Or atheists or whatever the hell y'all are.
They can't bring them into the Hebrew Israelite doctrine, right? So their parents, if they're still Christians and great-grandparents and great-great-great-grandparents, they put them to death. They are converts. So they don't. So who's a man who doesn't care about his parents? Who's a
Obviously, you don't, Reggie. You're not doing what your parents did. You're not doing what majority of African Americans did in the past. Majority of African Americans was Christian, man. You denounced the Bible. You denounced the God of the Bible. Your ancestors didn't. So do you care about your mother and father? Since you asking us, do you care? You was a goof, man. These niggas don't even, bro, they need to, before they get on camera, they need to record the shit they say and listen to what they saying. Oh, wait a minute, I just said some retarded ass shit. I might not want to rehearse this shit sometime.
Hey, them niggas is Puritans. They Puritans.
Like, listen to what you just said.
Who's a man? Who's a woman that doesn't care, that separates themselves from their family, right?
You mean how you separate yourself from your family? Because most Black Americans were Christian, right? You separated yourself from your family when you decided to say, you know what? Forget that Bible. Forget Yahweh. Forget the God of the Bible. It's all baloney. It's all made up stuff. Forget that. I don't care if my parents did it. So what you're accusing us of, you did yourself when you chose Afrocentricity and atheism. Talk about a hypocrite, man.
In a doctrine that says that they can be put to death. I don't have a religious doctrine, so my parents, great-grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents in my family line, they will not be put to death in any.
Nigga, ours are, if our families are dead already, what are you talking about? This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard Reggie say, man. And this is a doctor. Dr. Clueless. Get your goofy ass out of here. What's going on, Battle Axe? What's going on, Battle Axe? I guess my brother not there.
Afterlife, because I don't have a religious doctrine. But they have a religious doctrine. So while they're saying that the God is going to put you to death, Sarnetta, and put me to death, the God put their parents.
Hey, yo, hold on. Hey, Chef, I'm live. I'm on the air. I got Dr.
That don't even make sense because Christianity teaches the same thing they talking about, the ultimate judgment, if you want to bring that up, where everybody get judged on their deeds. Christianity, they already knew about that. You're not making no sense. And you said, why would you separate yourself from your parents? I'm pretty sure your parents and their parents before them and your parents before them did not think the way you think, bro. They were Judeo-Christians, like majority of Americans. And look at that. That's the face of retardation, bro. Come on, bro. Stop playing with me, man.
Reggie in the building. What's up, brother?
What's happening, brother? What's happening, Dr. Reggie?
Peace 10 toes down, brother Shaft, my brother.
I called your ass like 4 hours ago.
Whoa. I'm not calling no grown man Shaft, man. This nigga said, brother Shaft. I'm done, bro. This ain't the movie with Samuel, nigga.
Oh, you just calling me back, brother?
I was asleep. Can the brother get some rest?
Yeah, because your monkey ass be coming in the house at 3 in the morning. I told you about that, man.
That's right. I'm grown.
He's making up for time, Sarnetta. He's making up for time.
Chef, let me tell you. I called you because I seen Wax Dog video. And in the video, it was you, Gotti, and some other dudes. Yo, I was blown away when I seen Bullis Gotti call his grandmother.
Yes, sir.
Called his grandmother to be on to answer his question, to fight his battles, brother.
Yeah.
I said, what the fuck? Who the hell do this type of shit? I couldn't believe.
Hold on real quick. Right here, New Hope Family Investment says those Africans will still put you to death for disrespecting your parents. Not to disrespect your parents. They will put you to death for disrespecting what they believe in over there. A lot of them they not in America. They no laws. You know, some of these places, ain't no laws to, you know, stop them from putting hands. If you went around those people, some of them, I'm not saying everybody, and you went over there disrespecting their gods and their way of belief, the way y'all disrespect us over here, they gonna hurt you, man. You know what I'm saying? The Muslims over there, they not gonna play with you, bro.
They gonna put your ass to death.
They gonna put your shit back, nigga. That's what's gonna happen. Stop playing, man. Keedrick, what is you talking about? This is brother Keedrick funny as hell. You know, Reggie used to lie that he wasn't a virgin. Bro, you silly.
See that?
Yeah, believe it. He called you out his grandmama. Come on in to defend it. So my grandmother.
Yo, Reggie, his grandmother, he went and got his grandmother, bro. And she got on the phone and said, I'm talking to my lawyer. I'm going to get all of you. I said, oh, my God, Gotti, you really played yourself on this one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. How the fuck you make a nigga do that, Chef? How you do that? God damn.
I make them cry.
Now, you see how I said it be cussing? But y'all be on my channel. Stop cussing. Stop cussing. Y'all don't go over to Sonetta and tell him stop cussing. Stop cussing. Don't tell me don't cuss no more, man. Because I be seeing a lot of y'all that be in my comments over there. I don't be seeing y'all saying that shit.
I make them get their grandmama, all kind of shit.
Oh, man. That was bad. That was ugly there. Shout out to Wax Dog for putting that up. All right, Bert, let me go, brother. I got Reggie getting ready to get into a heated discussion right now with a Hebrew Israelite.
Where you at? In the crib? You in the crib?
I'm in the crib, brother. I'm in the crib.
I'm going to come over there, man.
Nah, hey, man, I'm doing the show.
I don't care. I'm going to get on it, man. I'm going to give a show.
No. You can't do a show because I got to listen. I'll see you tomorrow or something, brother. I got a powerful debate coming up. All right.
Hey, Sonetta, what I
would crash the party and shit. Like, come on,
that's
man.
my brother. He got wisdom. Sonetta, I would like before Elder Yarah gets to his temple or to his church, because he's
that nigga sounds slow as hell.
He's Christian.
I'm sorry.
I would like you to play the trailer.
Not a Christian, but Christian doesn't bother me. But you should.
All right, hold on, Yarah. What you were saying, Reggie?
I would like you to play a trailer.
When Reggie stared at the screen and his jaw open, that's some old people shit. When they just stare with their mouth open. Close your mouth, boy. Fly gonna go in there. He just stared. Stop playing with me, man.
Trailer, because the trailer says some of the things I said and some
Where
of the
is
things
the trailer?
That he said. The trailer that you put up the other night.
Oh, I don't have that. I threw it in the garbage. You know, I'm going to try to keep my drive clean. Once I played it, that was it. So we can go over it.
No, it's on one of your YouTube channels.
Go ahead and play it, bro.
Piece of work.
I don't know.
You can play it, share your screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna see.
That nigga said I threw it in the garbage.
Elder Yarah, you were saying that you are not a Christian.
No, but I don't mind being. I'm not a Christian in the sense of the white European Christian. But
all right, everybody, hold up for a minute. Let me do this because I see Elder Yarah's here. So, family, peace and black.
Thank you, Curtis Lee. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate your support. You've been supporting strong too, man. May the Most High bless you.
Power family, we are in the building. Elder Yarah coming up out of the minor leagues, and now he is in the big leagues, and we're going to see what he got. Should he go back down to the minors after this discussion here? That remains to be seen. Dr. Reggie have been in the big leagues years ago. He's been out here on fact-finding missions, also have been to Africa several times and been traveling with Dr. Ben, some of the foremost powerful scholars that we have amongst us today, and Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Professor James Smalls, you name it. Dr. Reggie have been in and out of all of these camps. I have met Reggie when I was with Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. I used to see Reggie all the time. And all I can say to you, my brother, Yarah, you got your work cut out for you right now, brother. You're going up against a foremost powerful researcher, and this is going to be like none other. Hold on, let me finish doing my thing.
Let me finish. You already got me with that minor league crap, bro.
But brother, you did come out the minor league. It ain't like you.
I just want Reggie to start talking.
Okay, all right. So hold on, and here we go. Right here.
When two cultures collide, which one will stand to liberate the black community? First of all,
Section 107 of the Copyright Act provides a statutory framework for determining whether something is a fair use and identify certain types of fair use. Let me move this comment down so you guys can see this. Uses such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. I'm giving my commentaries. We're going to be teaching here in a minute. I'm going to pull up an article, and we are doing this for scholarship and research purposes. So we are covered on Section 107 of the Copyright Act. So we're within our right to share this footage from our brother, Sanetta.
I need to acknowledge why this debate is necessary.
Black News 102. Whose words will survive when we purge the lies? That curse the divine, cast the pearls to swine. Reverse the design, even merge divide. Side netted TV when two worlds collide. Might hurt to decide just who verbs will vibe. When we curve all the jive, whether girls or guys. No herbs left alive in this earthly skies. Side netted TV when two worlds collide. Clash of the titans. Facts will enlighten. Some spitting mad, but they ain't half as exciting. This platform we battle for the souls of man. Those kidnapped and trapped upon stolen land. Doesn't matter which
slides, and so 2 minutes.
Yes, y'all can have slides. Y'all can do your slideshow, but I'm talking about when you have a question, y'all will have 2 minutes to answer it. Now, if you finish less than 2 minutes, that's cool. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go for 2 minutes. You can just answer it in probably 10 seconds and it's done. But the limit is 2 minutes, so y'all won't go on and on. I want to give y'all both equal time. That's what I mean by that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right.
Okay.
So with that being said, who would like to go ahead and start the conversation first? It's up to you. I could flip a coin.
Man, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, he is his position that whatever he doesn't think exists, I mean, he can go first. It doesn't matter to me. If that whatever he needs to do that'll help him, let him do it.
Okay, so
Well,
I
Yarah
don't think
pissed
that
off.
I'm the underdog, but
this is not about an
think that
underdog.
you,
We're either talking about
Hold up. We can't talk over each other. We cannot do that. That's what I'm saying.
So this is what
Hey, notice how Reggie throwing all these pot shots at him? See, they don't want you to do what you do to them.
Yep.
They want you to be quiet, little choir boys. He throwing these pot shots at him now. Oh, you are underdog. Blase. And later he's going to say ignorant and all that stuff. So Elder Yarah going to fire back on him later on, and Reggie going to start crying like a little bitch. What part of the game is that? Y'all speak to brothers any way y'all want to, and when they return fire on y'all bitch ass, y'all want to cry wolf. Stop, like that shit weak, man. That's weak. That's weak as hell.
Man.
I mean, like this is not about an underdog. This is about either him taking an affirmative or a negative position.
Okay, so go ahead. You can start the conversation first, Yarah.
So is that what he wants to do? I don't even. What does he want to discuss? What's his first order of topic?
Nash Papyrus, is it a manuscript? You discussed the Nash Papyrus, and you said it was a manuscript.
Right.
And so let's discuss the Nash
Right.
Papyrus. And,
so as for context, are you saying that it's not a manuscript?
I'm saying that it's not a manuscript.
Okay, great. So let's continue. Let's go.
Okay. So go ahead.
You said the Nash Papyrus is not a manuscript. So
no, you're trying to trick me.
So go ahead, Yarah. Prove that it's not a manuscript. That's all.
Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you what.
No, I got it. I got him.
Go ahead, because I was going to go get a coin and flip it.
No, I got him. Don't worry about it. It's not that serious, man. It's not that serious. I got you.
Hey, I'm going to let this play, but the next segment is going to be dumb as hell. Because Reggie's going to say, it's not a manuscript, it's a fragment. Okay, if it's a fragment, what does that mean? That is a smaller piece that belongs to a larger work, right?
Yep.
This is why I said, before you get on camera, what you need to do is rehearse, record yourself, and to go back and listen to it. Wait a minute, I'm not going to say that. That's some dumbass shit. That's what they need to do. You gotta check yourself sometime, man.
I'm not gonna say that. That's real though.
But my brother Elcon said a fragment of what? Exactly. If it's a fragment, then it's gotta belong to something bigger, man. Like, Like, come on.
Niggas is crazy for that.
And when they be talking, they be really think they going off. Like, no, you not.
Damn, that's crazy. That was a trip.
Oh, snap.
I'll do something for him really quickly, man. We're just gonna deal with it that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me share my screen.
Okay, now being that y'all sharing screens, I just thought about it so I could give y'all both equal time. I'm gonna put 5 minutes on this sharing the screen. So whoever's sharing a screen, y'all can have 5 minutes of sharing the screen and 2 minutes of answering the question. So that way we could be even with everything.
That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. So, all right, let me share my screen. All right, let's do it.
All right, I see your screen. Are you ready, Yarah?
Yep, absolutely ready.
All right, hold on. All right, your time has started. Go ahead.
All right, so Brother Reggie's first question to me and his contention is, and taking a negative position in this part of the discussion, whether the Nash Papyrus is a manuscript or not, or considered a manuscript by scholars. Well, Reggie just stated that it's not a manuscript. Where here we are, University of Cambridge Digital Library. Reggie, do you have any contention with the information that's posited by Cambridge University? Do you consider them to be credible?
I have a contention because it's if you call it if they're calling it a manuscript, they are doing how can I say overreach.
Okay, so you're going to show. So as I continue in this, you're going to show.
He said if they're calling it a manuscript, it's a reach. What does that say right there? Nash Papyrus. What does that say? MS. What does MS stand for? Manuscript.
Manuscript. Hey, it's funny that they'll use the white man information all day, but as soon as we bring it out, they'll sit there and be like, "Oh man, it's this and it's that. It's just a fragment." I'm like, nigga, it says manuscript.
Look, it say right here. It was the oldest known manuscript containing a text from the Hebrew Bible. That's what it says. And I don't know why he arguing against it. This is the dumbest. Listen to the rest of this, man. This is so dumb.
Us your evidence of what overreaching is in this particular part of discussion, where you're going to show where it's not a manuscript based on the consensus of scholars.
Yes, I am.
That's what you're going to be able to do.
Yeah, that's what
okay. So let's continue. So it says the Nash Papyrus, right, or MS, a manuscript, or 2033. This is from Cambridge University. It says the Nash Papyrus is a 2nd century BCE fragment containing the text of the Ten Commandments, followed by the Shema. Prior to the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls, it was the oldest known manuscript containing the text from the Hebrew Bible.
All right, so the source says that it's a manuscript. This should end right here, bro. It's over.
Right.
Oh my goodness gracious! It is over. Did I call it, Daniel? It's over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
And if you go to the live chat during this point, everybody's saying Reggie killing them. Reggie killing them. That ain't no manuscript. This has got to be the biggest circus I've ever seen in my life. Wow. Ringling Brothers ain't got nothing on this.
It's just tripping. Yeah, the whole crowd rooting this Reggie clown.
Yeah, they was on Reggie's side. Yeah, Reggie killing it. Ooh, he going hard. Yeah, that ain't no manuscript. Woo, woo, woo. This is the
calm. It's funny because they always want to sit there and quote from all these different PhDs, but all of a sudden when we bring out something, they'll be like, "Oh, but the consensus says this and the consensus says that," and it's just like, man, come on, man. You already know it's always going to be an opposing view of
right.
anything that you bring out.
Come on, man.
But
Look what he said. Elkin Barlow says he didn't say it was a manuscript. Cambridge University did. Exactly. They have curators that come fact check this stuff, right? They said that. They labeled that. And who are you? It's just some weird, deranged Afrocentric that don't like Hebrews. Like, come on, man, stop it.
hey, nah, Yashub, he's Dr. Reggie.
Oh, yeah,
He has a PhD.
Oh, my God. Well, a doctor said this is a manuscript.
That is crazy.
That doctor from Penn State said said that manuscript is false.
Oh, my God.
Manuscript was originally identified as a lectionary used in liturgical context. Due to the juxtaposition of the Decalogue, probably reflecting a mixed tradition, a composite of Exodus 20 and Deuteronomy 5 with the Shema prayer, Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 4 through 5, it has been suggested that is in fact from a phylactery of Teflon used in the daily prayer. Purchased from Egyptian Daily and Antiquities, 1902, by Dr. Walter Lewin. Nash, this is where we get the title of the document, the Nash Papyrus, and presented to the library in 1903. So clearly Cambridge University, who have a consensus of scholars who look at this, who are well noted in the halls of academia, clearly describes the Nash Papyrus as a manuscript. So let's look at the definition of what a manuscript is.
I'll be doing the same shit. Shout out to my brother Elder Yarah. I go straight to Google, just go to the
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just hard, get it raw. Yeah. Just go straight.
You gotta read to these dudes simple shit. Like these dudes so behind.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow.
I can go anywhere. Read, man. Friends to know and ways to grow. Reading rainbow. Read, Reggie, read. I know it hurt your eyes to stare at the books and stare at the letters at that age, but at least attempt to. Oh, man.
All right. Dr. Reggie, do you have any objections to a definition being used from the Merriam-Webster's dictionary? Or would you like for me to go to Cambridge Dictionary?
You can go to we can accept that.
Okay, you can accept Webster's, Merriam-Webster's. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to take their definition of what a manuscript is, Reggie. It says a written or typewritten composition or document as distinguished from a printed copy, mm-hmm. right? So the Nash Papyrus, as we see, is not a printed copy. It's a handwritten copy, right? A written or typewritten composition, which is what we know the Nash Papyrus is a composition of the Shema from the Torah, parts of the book of Exodus, parts of the book of Deuteronomy, as well as the Ten Commandments. These are handwritten compositions or a document distinguished from a printed copy, right? So clearly, by definition, the Nash Papyrus, going back again, is a manuscript. So with that, Brother Reggie, I'll allow you to bring your negative argument with sources mm-hmm. that clearly is going to state and show that this is not a manuscript mm-hmm. by definition that you agreed to.
Mm-hmm. Okay. By the definition that you gave, according to those sources, it is in fact a manuscript. However,
it should not be a however after that. It should be like, I concede the point, By definition, it's a manuscript. What I was saying was a farce. Let's move on to the next point. But this is not how Afrocentrics work. They have to continue with their mumbo jumbo, with their bullshit, because they have no other rhyme or reason. Just got to keep. Even if you're wrong, say it strong.
The manuscript that you are that you correctly said that it is a manuscript is also simply just fragments. The major part of the conversation that we were having is the significance really of the Nash Papyrus as being a book, a document, uh, um, uh, of works. So I'm going to just share my screen. Give me a second. Great. So, since it is what you call a manuscript, and this this manuscript, we have to go into what is it. So let's just go into what this manuscript is. So let me just share my screen. Because my contention is with you Hebrew or Hebrew Israelites, and I'm not so sure yet what you are, Hebrew or Hebrew Israelite. This is how, in fact, that you attempt to misappropriate, embezzle, thieve other people's culture. So, can you see my screen?
Yes, it's up.
Right. So, my position is that that it is fragments, right? And it is not really a manuscript. I think that they are trying to get.
Did you see? Do y'all see this? Are y'all witnessing this? Do y'all see the Kemet shuffle on full display? Nah, do you dance? Do you dance? Bro, he read the definition. He read what the Cambridge University says, that it is a manuscript, and he's still saying. Then after that, he says, "I agree. It's a manuscript." Now he's saying, "No, it's not a manuscript. It's not a man. It's just, bro." At this point, the moderator should come in and say, "Blow the whistle, foul on the play, unnecessary stupidity, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down." Come on, man, stop playing, man. You niggas playing.
Give this document more than what it is. And basically, what it is fragments of a text that includes parts of the Ten Commandments and parts of another document. And it is basically really called a papyrus. And this papyrus doesn't help your argument whatsoever as to it being, except for it being old. It has nothing to do with West African anything. The Hebrews in West Africa has nothing because it never made it there. But if these are the fragments of what you are calling a manuscript, then fine. It is a manuscript, but it has no significance whatsoever to our people. It consists of 4 fragments. It's a papyrus. That is really the technical term. It consists of 4 fragments, all of which fit together. The largest nearly 2 inches across and about 4 inches long. It appears to have been doubled up into a packet. A portion of upper margins not shown in the paragraph is still preserved, and one of the smaller fragments contains a portion of the right hand margin. The handwritten arranged in the column with an average of a little over 30 letters a line. The greater part is 24 lines preserved. So when the other part of this so-called manuscript, which is really a papyrus of 4 fragments, the fact of the matter is, since you brought it up, can you read any of it?
Since I brought it up, no, I don't have to read any of it because the
Okay.
onus of contention is this, Dr. Reggie.
No, he ain't asked you if you have to read it. He asked you, can you read it?
No, don't worry
Yarah.
about it. Hey, Sonetta, I don't need you while I'm talking to him. Let me address him. So when we're talking about your premise, you stated at the beginning of this conversation that your premise was that the Nash Papyrus was indeed not a manuscript and that you were going to present information that this was not in fact a manuscript. Well, now you acquiesce into your premise going further. You acquiesce to my position that it indeed is in fact a manuscript, but that's because it's fragmentary that somehow it's not a manuscript. And so then you postulate this has nothing to do with our people. So this is you involving yourself in a lot of gish gallop here, right? Which is a logical fallacy that you continue to do as I continue to talk to you and have these conversations, Dr. Reggie. The issue with you is that you don't know what you're talking about. And if you're saying, again, that fragments aren't considered manuscripts, then again, I don't understand why you're attempting to have this conversation with me when you're clearly not prepared to do so. Because in your context of your conversation, you said 4 different contradictory things. You contradicted yourself. When you say it's not a manuscript, then you say, well, yeah, it is a manuscript. Is that not you presenting us with a contradiction, Reggie, within the last 3 minutes?
That is a contradiction. Then he came back and backdoored himself and said, no, actually it's not. It's just a fragment. It's still a manuscript, bro. By definition. I don't even know. Why would you argue that? It's so dumb. Sweeting said, if you're swimming in a river and a pile of human waste comes floating by, if you fight hard against it and hit at it, then you'll be full of shit, even your hair. Then she also follows up and says, you don't do that. You let it float down and hold your peace and resume swimming after the shit is gone downstream. I guess this is a metaphor. I guess she's saying don't get involved with, I guess, people like this. I agree with you. But some brothers and sisters will feel as if that these people need to be addressed. That's all. And I like doing reviews just to point out the idiocy in these people. Because they call us fake, we're dumb, and all this other stuff. So, okay, we'll be all that. But when we're showing and proving that this is straight idiocy, and they have a crowd of well-wishers that support this idiocy. So I just want to it's good to have another side, because Sinetta, he dominates the traffic. All you Israelites be over there watching all his videos. Y'all make up a lot of his fan base. Get mad at me for saying it, but it's the truth. You make Sinetta, you make Garfield them what they are. You give them their numbers. You created them. Tell me I'm lying. So I do agree with you, sweetie. I do agree with you. Unfortunately, we're not there. Israelites, a lot of Israelites love watching this content and supporting their channel.
Absolutely not. Okay, so
yes
what is
no?
your
Is that a
source?
contradiction?
I said I answered your question. So now, Elder
so let me show
Yarah,
you my source.
No,
let me show
okay,
you my
so
source.
Elder Yarah. So yeah, so that's what I was.
Yeah, let me show you my source because he does. He's not qualified to have this conversation, and that's just what this is at this point, right? So let me share my screen. Let me share my screen with this dude.
Oh shit!
Let me share my screen with this dude. Right?
Screen sharing.
I'm sharing this right here. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. This is what he doesn't understand, right? He's a child. Okay. So here we are. This is Yale University. Do you have any issues with Yale University and a scholarship?
You can read what it says.
I just asked you, do you have any issue with Yale University as a source?
I may.
Okay.
It says
fragments
just read
at
the source.
Yale.
Read what it says.
I'm reading to you the Fragment Project, right? Fragments at Yale, right? It says Fragments at Yale is a project designed to explore medieval manuscript fragments. So again, we have Cambridge University, one Ivy League school, another Ivy League school with a consensus of scholars in Yale, clearly stating that fragments are considered manuscripts. I gave you the definition of what a manuscript is. Now you want to say that it's not a manuscript based on what? Because it's fragmentary. The consensus of scholars don't agree with you. So based on your premise alone, Dr. Reggie, you failed on this contention. Your point is moot. And you haven't any evidence. Hold on. You haven't shown any evidence where the Nash papyrus, first of all, you said it's actually a papyrus. The papyrus is actually the medium that it's written on. That's it.
Okay.
It has nothing. Hold on. It has nothing to do with the inscription or the writing itself. It's just the mode. It's just the medium that it was written on. It's written on papyrus. That's it. So when you try to equate papyrus, with something being whether it's a manuscript or not, you fail again at your argument, because I can write a manuscript on a leaf. I can write a manuscript on a brown paper bag. I can write a manuscript on the back of a cardboard box.
That's a fact. The papyri is the type of material it's written on. Manuscript is what it is.
Hey, you hear him getting knocked out. He got the voice knocked out of me over there. Okay.
Yeah, he getting like Reggie, you getting dog walked through this. This is embarrassing. And none of your niggas is gonna tell you that. That's how you know I'm your true friend, Reggie. I'm really your real friend. Because a real friend gonna tell you if you stink or not. My nigga, you ain't gonna take a bath. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna tell you them uncomfortable truths. I'm your real friend. Them dudes you hanging around, Sanetta and they not gonna tell you that, hey, bro, that was a dumb argument. They not gonna tell you that, man.
It's still a manuscript. The papyrus is only the medium. So again, your 3 points of contention fail.
Okay. So can I speak?
Let him finish, Reggie. He still got 2 minutes.
Like this is sad. And then when you say it has nothing to do with our people at all, where we clearly see that these were written, the Nash papyrus was written in the Nile Valley. Are you saying our people are not connected to the Nile Valley? Is that your contention as well? So I don't understand when you keep saying this is not a part of our people. Okay. Are you saying that our people do not hail from the Nile Valley regions? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying this is another group of people who came in and wrote in the Nile Valley, where these were discovered in Fayoum directly, in Fayoum, Egypt? So I'm clearly not understanding your connections into what you're saying, Reggie. You're saying a whole lot of stuff that makes absolutely no sense.
That's a great point. Y'all keep claiming Egypt, saying we was in Egypt, ancient Egypt this, Egypt that. We were the ones. So the thing about that is what he said was a great point, because they'll say, oh, our people came from the Nile Valley. Our people is in the Nile Valley. Well, you had Christians in the Nile Valley. You had Jews in the Nile Valley. You do know that, right? Practicing Jews. Had Jews in the time of Ptolemy. You had Jews before that. You do understand that, right? Elephantine jewelry, which is like the oldest reference that we have on record of Passover. You do understand it, right? So all these self-conflicting statements, man, it just doesn't make any sense. Are y'all repping the Nile Valley or not? Sweetie says, to be honest, excuse me, to be honest, yours is the best study that throws light at topics of true Israelites. Please write a survey, look on your topics. I don't even pay for it in advance. It's time to grab a donation towards that. Yeah, I'm going to eventually write a book. I'm thinking about naming it the Jewish E Project, like Family Tree DNA, or something along that lines. So yeah, that is in the works.
Sense.
Okay. So can I speak?
I don't think you really can, but you can talk.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. So when these Hebrew Israelites are misappropriating Hebrew, and they are trying to apply it to our people, I'm still waiting. I was still waiting for a source where he was going to actually pull up the document or the fragments and find out if that it was originally called a manuscript. When I'm sharing my screen, I'm sharing my screen from a share my.
This is non sequitur. Why would it be when he say originally called a manuscript? Are you talking about back in the time of its composition? They would not call it a manuscript. That's an English word. That's an English classification. This is dumb, bro. This is how far are we into this argument? They've been arguing for 20 minutes. Right, Todd. Me too. I'm confused. Huh? I had to hit him with the Scooby Doo. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about, bro? Stop it, bro. This is just, it's crazy at this point. Concede the point and move on.
My screen. I am sharing my screen from okay, so yeah. So let me just share it again. So I don't know if it's up. Stop screen.
Yes, I see it, Reggie. Which one?
And what he's sharing on his screen is not a source, it's not an academic source. Reggie wrote down some things Yarah said, Elder Yarah said, and then he wrote his response down. So people be doing that too, that trickery. What they do is they put something on the screen that they wrote down and try to tell you it's a source. That's not a source. That's not a citation. You know what I'm saying? And that's circular reason. You're using yourself to prove yourself. You can't do that. This is not academic.
Did you see what he wrote on the title part? This is first Elder Yarah. The Nash Papyrus is not a manuscript, and people probably think that actually came from like an opposing view of somebody, you know, speaking ill against it. But it's actually his writing. If you look at the title of his thing, that shit is funny.
This is just super silly shit. Like my boy D Red said, them boys cartooning.
Sharon, you just
I'm saying the same one. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back because what he's trying to do is he's trying to make it more than what it is. The fact of the matter is that it is a Hebrew papyrus. It is called the Hebrew papyrus of the Decalogue.
Hebrew, it's Sharon, brother.
Yeah, it says the Hebrew.
So again, Elder Yarah provided an academic source, Cambridge University. They classified it as a manuscript. He even defined what a manuscript is. It's just something that's written down. Reggie wrote down something on his computer. This is Reggie's writing. This is him typing it into the computer. This is not an academic source. What are you guys doing? This is not how you debate. This is why you have to separate yourself from idiots. I can't say it nice. There's no nice way of putting this. You have to separate yourself from idiots and dilettantes. This community, Afrocentrics, have bred idiots. And a lot of the issues we have in Israelite communities stem from Afrocentrics, because that's where they were getting a lot of their lingo from. That's where they're getting a lot of their ideology from and their thought process from. Look what this man did. He wrote, like the brother Zaya put out, he wrote on the top, first Elder Yarah lied to the people. The Nash Papyrus is not a manuscript. No, you're lying to the people. Academically, it's a manuscript, and it fits the definition of a manuscript. And he says, but a damn fragment of a prayer. You know what that's called? A false dichotomy, a black or white fallacy, where he said, oh, it can't be a fragment in a manuscript. Yes, it is. It's a manuscript. It's just fragmented. This is dumb. There's no other way to put this. There's no academic way, no smart or collegiate way of saying this. This is stupid. And it's your own writing. Yarah did the intelligent thing to do, the collegiate thing to do, and quoted a university. You wrote on the paper what you thought.
Yo, you shoot. If I was a dumb motherfucker, I would have fell for that shit. I would have been like, hey, you wrote this? That shit look good as fuck. Like some shit I found on the internet.
And everybody in Sarnetto chat, yeah, man, you killing them Hebrews. Yeah, you going in. Boy, the legion of dumb motherfuckers. Stop it.
Papyrus of the Decalogue, and this is the original document in which it which it was written in Leonard Jeffries' class,
You hear
Professor
that buck
Evans
shit? You see,
Scobie
this is the
class.
original document.
John Henry Clark, he wouldn't even talk to you. Dr. Ben would call you a damn idiot.
Reggie, Dr. Ben will call you a damn idiot right now, man. This is not how you do it in academia. This is not
You heard what he said? He said this is the original document.
Well, he talking about
That
he
nigga
referring
tripping.
to the picture of the straw. He got the picture on there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? but come on, man. Reggie, you know damn well this ain't scholarship.
So is he violating the rules of scholarship?
Some would say it's not even scholarship.
Damn.
Reggie, what you doing right now is not even scholarship. You didn't even provide a citation to make this argument. You disagree with academia right now, man. Stop it.
About it, it's called the Hebrew Papyrus of the Ten Commandments. That is, and it's in the Jewish Quarterly Review, right? And this is the source. Now, apologists and others, what they will do is they try to make it bigger than it is, but this is all that it is.
What do you mean by bigger than it is?
I'm still talking. So the question is that what this fragment piece does is it's nothing more than this, except for it's just a fragment. So then when we look at papyruses in ancient Egypt, right, we don't call those things manuscripts. We simply call it what they are, papyrus. So
that's a lie. That's a lie. Egypt, when they categorize the papyri, they call them manuscripts. A lot of those documents are called MSS. This dude is lying. This is anti-education material here. This is why you don't follow Afrocentrics. They're against education, bro. The man put up Cambridge University and showed you that it was a manuscript. You brought up your own writings. This is just idiocy at this point. Oh my God.
It was very interesting that when apologists get documents, they try to make it more than what it is, and it's simply just a papyrus. Now the next part, so it's all it is. It's damn fragments of a prayer, right? So, but the larger part of this conversation that we are having is the significance of the Nash papyrus. Now, you had said in your comments that you try to attribute it to black people, try to attribute it to our people, and all of those things are false because this has nothing at all to do with our people until the invaders came into Africa, into Alexandria. And this is a document written, matter of fact, this is written on Greek papyrus. And so it has nothing, since it's written on the medium of Greek papyrus, right? It has nothing at all to do with our people. So I'm on this conversation, we are going to try to figure out if this got into West Africa and how it got into.
Since it's written in Greek, it has nothing to do with our people. How did you deduce that? Just because something's written in a language does not mean that it automatically demarcates or removes certain people groups. That's stupid, man. And you guys teach that y'all connected to the Nile Valley. This was found in the Nile Valley. So what's the problem? Wasn't your boy Shaka singing that song, man?
That it was big, you just don't know. Let me show you the path so your future can look bright. Help you walk into the light, help you see yourself. I've heard them say that we wasn't even there. Baby, let me make it clear, we were the ones. If you pay attention to what I'm about to show.
Wasn't you niggas saying we were the ones? What are you niggas saying that? What were you arguing against Garfield, talking about some? Oh well, these people could have been Egyptian migrants that went to Nigeria. Weren't you saying that? You niggas be killing you. Y'all so hypocritical, man. Stop it. Bro, the ops is fans of us, bro. Y'all not really ops, y'all fans, man. You need to watch all our videos and shit.
West Africa, and so my contention is that it is what it is. It's a Hebrew papyrus, right, of the Decalogue, right, and it contains portions of the Ten Commandments, right,
No.
and
it contains the full Ten Commandments.
It's okay. It's a fragment, so some of the stuff is cut off.
No,
so,
not the Ten Commandments that are listed there, that are written there. That's
right.
That's in full. You didn't read it, did you?
These are, but what I am trying to say is that there are pieces missing to it.
Not
so
of the Ten Commandments.
if so, these pieces right here that are outside of this box, right, and these pieces here, you're telling me, that's the problem with you Hebrews. You are trying to actually fill in stuff.
No,
so
we're
why
not
don't you
filling in
wait?
anything.
Why don't you pull up a source, right, and show that this is complete?
I'll pull up a source that it says it contains the full Ten Commandments and
No.
not fragments of it.
Yeah, it's fragments.
Because that's the point of no, it doesn't contain a fragment of the Ten Commandments. The full Ten Commandments are listed on the Nash Papyrus or the Hebrew Decalogue, if you want to call it that. That's perfectly fine with me. The full Ten Commandments are listed there. It contains fragments of the books of Exodus and the books of Deuteronomy, but the full Ten Commandments are written and listed there. So that's not a point of contention with any scholar besides you, Dr. Reggie.
Okay.
So you're a minority. You're not the majority. So you're not the consensus of scholars on that. So that's there. So are you saying that there's no way that we can show a connection from what's written on the Nash Papyrus, the Ten Commandments, in the west coast of Africa pre-colonial times?
Well, okay, so we are trying to
Is that your point of contention?
Yeah,
now?
my point, I can speak my point of contention directly. So what I've tried to say is that this is in fact a fragmented document. It was written on Greek papyrus. You cannot show that this fragment or these fragments, right, found its way into West Africa, right? And when you do show, if you can, that these fragments found themselves in West Africa, you cannot show that these are African people that brought these fragments into Africa and not the European, not the white
Reggie.
man.
Time.
Okay, so let's deal with this, Reggie. So first of all, I like I said, I don't know what purpose if you had ever going to Egypt or even studying anything. Share my screen, Sanetta. Share my screen. This is almost child's play at this point.
Screen sharing.
All right, so this is what he said earlier, right? He says when you have fragments of papyrus, or when you have papyrus that are not Hebrew sources, then they're not called manuscripts, right? Well, let's take a look at this, Dr. Reggie, right? Here's another author's writing, ancient Egyptian man.
Kill shot. You see how easy it is to debunk these retards? This is at this point is just silly, bro. What does it say? Ancient Egyptian manuscripts. Where is this from? Princeton.edu. He's using a collegiate site. They're calling Egyptian papyri, which is the medium that they use to write it on, manuscripts. And he said, no, they don't. They don't call it that. Bro, like, you done, bro. You cooked, man. You cooked at this point. This is stupidity.
Yeah, that's what they do. when they get a man that's a man, they try to down him. And if you badmouth somebody often enough, you get people adopting what they hear. So you get a negative impression. So what the deal is take the exemplars who behave like they're supposed to, and you get the people turned against that by telling lies, mistruths, exaggerations, and so forth. And they no longer listen to that individual, but they listen to the idiots.
And that's what we're seeing here, Reggie. You know what I'm saying? I respect the work that you did in embodying Garfield, and I respect the work that, the role that you played, because we know that you played a role in getting what's his name? The short dude. I have a memory loss like a mug. Nazi defeated somebody. I can't even think of the name. Cyrus Sunsetti. You helped Cyrus Sunsetti get his ass kicked intellectually. But this right here is piss poor scholarship. And you got beat up by the Morris dude. You know what I'm saying? The Morris dude got you the F out of there to the point where they only put one round up. You got to buy the whole debate from Sonetta TV. They only put one round on the YouTube. He beat you that bad, and you showed up with a bulletproof vest because you were scared. Stop it, bro.
Manuscripts, right, from Princeton University. Do you have any issues again with Princeton University? This is a third Ivy League school. We've went to Yale, Cambridge, as well as Princeton now. Do you have an issue with them as well in their scholarship, Dr. Reggie?
They are called papyruses.
Okay, you said, listen, Dr. Reggie, you said they're not called manuscripts.
And the issue
Reggie,
is, I'm talking about.
No, answer my question. Did you or did you not say that they're not called manuscripts?
I am specifically talking about the Nash.
Yes, he did say that. He said that they call them papyruses, and I'm going to call it what they papyrus is the material that's being wrote on. That's all that means. That's it. And you made that statement. Now you got egg on your face. Just because if you just concede, it won't look as bad. But majority of this debate, Yarah is beating him up because he won't let this go.
Papyrus as
did you
fragmentary,
not,
as
Dr.
fragmentary.
Reggie, say that there's no way that any Egyptian papyrus are ever called manuscripts. Did you not make that statement?
They are technically called
That's
papyruses.
A yes or no, Reggie.
I am answering it.
No, yes or no.
I cannot say yes or no.
Okay,
I will say.
You're not going to answer my question.
No, I will
Let's read.
No.
I've had enough, Reggie. You can't answer a question honestly. This is what I mean about you guys intellectually dishonest. When you say that there's no such thing as an Egyptian papyrus that's considered a manuscript. So again, the manuscripts division is pleased to announce the 10 pharaonic rolls written in hieroglyphics and heretic script, either on papyrus or linen. So again, we have a consensus of scholars from Cambridge University, Yale, and Princeton all disagree with you, Dr. Reggie. Are you saying you're more qualified and more skilled than these consensus of scholars at these Ivy League universities that have actually gone into Egypt, not as tourists, but have actually analyzed these documents, that actually reading these documents and actually translating these documents, of which I believe, can you read any of them as well? Because I have a few I can pull up for you. Can you read these Egyptian manuscripts?
Some.
This is where you should just fucking just concede. Why not concede, bro? And that's why I push I'm pro-literacy. If you notice something about the Afrocentrics, they are anti-literacy. They don't want to read. They're lazy. I don't even know how they wipe their ass. They apply the minimal effort to everything. They can't even do anything. They're lazy. Read, man. Just read, man.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow.
Now you know what's funny though,
and
Yeshua.
what's that?
What's funny though, Yeshua, is that I mean, I could kind of like give my people some leeway, and if he was like a good talker, and he actually sounded more intelligent than most people like Alex Vortex or Chris. At least he could fool the people that way. But I mean, this nigga can't talk his way out of a paper bag. I'm sorry, bro. Like, come on, man. At least sound smart, bro.
He took 30 minutes to make this fallacious argument, bro. 30 minutes,
Oh
bro.
man, that shit crazy.
Wow.
Some in part. Some in part,
and not
some
in part, right?
It's
so
a language.
basically, your answer is no, right?
No,
so
no, that's not my answer. But
So let me continue. It says these rolls are the oldest parts of the Princeton's papyri collections, right? Most of these came to them, the Princeton, as part of extension 1942 from a gift. I'll go over that. I won't beleaguer the time on where we got them from. We see the heretic text. We see the one of these, a hieroglyphic book of the dead, a pharaonic roll from the New Kingdom 1819 dynasty period. But why are they calling these manuscripts? Because that's what.
Hold on. See, this is what I was talking about. You see this, the guru of Chili's? May God bless him, because he said, "You got this, brother Reggie." What he got? This dude is completely wrong. He's demonstrably false. He's demonstrating to you how false this guy is. He's showing you that what he's saying doesn't make any sense. And no Ivy League, no academic source would agree with him on this. And you still got people in the cheerleading. You got this, Reggie. Come on, man. We got to do better.
They are. And you keep talking about what they're written on, sir. Greek papyrus doesn't mean that they're written by Greeks. That just means what they're written on. That's it. But these are languages and context and ideas written by specific groups of people. So when you come on here being intellectually dishonest again, Dr. Reggie, want to hype on the term whether or not it's written on a papyrus, I just told you, it could be written on the back of your head. Your skin would be still considered a manuscript.
Okay.
That's it. Just like some documents are written on sheepskin.
Okay. How long does he get to talk?
So at the end of the day, Dr. Reggie, you're wrong on every point of contention that you made. Now, here's the issue. You want to say, can we show the Nash papyrus fragments in West Africa? That was never the contention of this argument or the debate. That's, again, you trying to shoehorn your ideology and your intellectual dishonesty in this conversation. Again, Dr. Reggie, can we show, and matter of fact, let me show that.
41 seconds.
Let me show the Nash papyrus, right? Full Ten Commandments, right? Because that's what we want to know, right? Deconstructing the Nash papyrus, and then I'll get into a presentation, right? It's a small piece, 1 hour papyrus, upon which both the Ten Commandments and the Shema Israel are written in blank ink. So we know, and here's a source, Burkitt, page 393, for anybody who's looking for a source, right? Here's another source for as well, the Nash papyrus and its content. So we have from Cambridge University as well, Stanley Cook in 1903. So we clearly have the full 10 Commandments and the Shema listed. That's not fragmented on the Nash papyrus.
Time.
The Hebrew Decalogue. That's not fragmented. And I can clearly show you that the 10 Commandments in.
So if we're judging point for point, brother Yarah is whooping this nigga ass right now. He's beating them, bro. Like, because you're wrong about the manuscript thing. You're wrong about the Ten Commandment thing. You're saying it was fragmented or whatever, the commandments itself. And he's giving you source after source proving all his points. You're just giving us rhetoric. You're getting your ass whooped right now, man.
The Elder Yarah went to space on that nigga. First 2 rounds, 30. You got body bag, Reggie.
He doing like he Michael Jordan right now. He's scoring like 60 on this dude right now. Thank you. The last point was just a mush in the face. Exactly, bro.
West Africa, pre-colonial times.
Okay, so let's get to this. So let me Is my screen being shared or his screen being shared?
Not yet, Reggie. Not yet.
Okay, so let me see if I can share my screen. So let's get to this other. Let's get to the other part. And my contention is still that it is a papyrus. It is fragmented, and my contention is that has nothing at all to do with you, right? Calling yourself a Hebrew Israelite. And so let me get into my slides. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. And so basically, what in fact you are is in this conversation.
Screen sharing, time stop.
Great. Okay, so let's just get into the beginning of this part. Is that okay? So when we start talking about does it belong to our people, right? I'm not so sure you speak Greek or Hebrew or any of that, right? So you're attributing this to our people. I don't know if you're obviously you're not a Orthodox Hebrew, or you might seem more like a Hellenistic Jew, right? Or no, you probably not are a Hellenistic Jew, because in the Hellenistic Jews, they were the ones who, well, you may be, who was trying to kill the Hebrews that believed in Christ, right? So the Hellenistic Jew, you could be, or you a Christos in Acts 11:26, you probably are a Greek Christos, or you connected, or you part of the slave trading Jews of Africa. I don't think that you are, but I think.
What'd you say, Zaya?
I said, did this nigga just say that the Hellenistic Jews tried to kill Jesus?
No, he said kill Christians,
What
I
did he
think.
say?
I think he said kill Christians. Yeah. Which is true.
okay.
Like you had beefs going on, man. Reggie, you would probably got clapped too. The Pharisees was killing Sadducees. Sadducees was killing Pharisees. It was happening. Niggas was getting cracking behind this shit. People be thinking it's like cotton candy and rainbows through history. No, they was getting bloody behind it. So you might have a point, but that's a moot point. I don't know why he bring this up. He trying to categorize us with these different groups. Only we can categorize who we are.
Yeah, they're trying to throw these ad hominems in there.
Yeah, I don't know why he going through this list. I really don't.
That you are a culture vulture and you will tribute the Jews in Africa as Hebrews.
So he says we're a culture vulture, right? We're a culture vulture. Because we attribute the Jews of Africa as Hebrews and we say we Israelites. But don't y'all niggas say that we Egyptians in Nile Valley? We all this, and we find Jews there. Why can't we make the same connection you make? And I'm not even going to get into the DNA evidence. I'll wait till he say it. They're just going to smack them all around. But it's like, bro, y'all say this all the time. You literally said versus Garfield that Egyptian migrants came to Nigeria and carried the culture with them. And you said that's why it looks like Jewish culture. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what you said in that last round. You was connecting your people to Nile Valley then? What's the problem?
He didn't. Did he know we even had temples in Egypt? Like
synagogues,
he was
yeah.
retarded. He was retarded.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I'm using his logic. And then, okay. Oh, they don't have nothing to do with our people. We don't got nothing to do with the 18th dynasty pharaohs, but y'all represent them. I can prove what I shouted out. African Americans don't have anything to do with the 18th dynasty pharaohs. By and large. King Tut, haplogroup R. Them Europeans. They relate to Europeans. What are you talking about? Haplogroup K and G. Julia's haplogroup G. Come on, man. That's European.
So, Cleopatra was black.
Yeah, that's later on though. That's during the I think the Ptolemy.
Yeah,
Period.
I don't think she was black, but they say she was black. I don't know about that.
Yeah, if she was black, well, I don't care about nothing. I'm just saying, you saying we culturally, what do you say, misappropriating the culture and stuff, but y'all misappropriate the 18 dynasty all the time. We know them people wasn't us. Stop playing, man.
Right? Or you a Negro Jew in Africa. We're going to talk about that. Or you a converted Negro Christian, possibly, right? Or you a Pentecostal Israelite like F.S. Cherry or William S. Crawley. Or you that, right? The problem is, or you're a converted Hebrew Israelite, or you that, or but you're obviously not a Torah only based black Hebrew like Zion Lex. So what you are doing is in your conversation is that you begin this thing of misappropriation, right, of the Hebrew faith by yourself, who are Hebrew Israelites who actually believed in a Christ or Messiah. Can you mute your mic?
Hey man,
Can you mute your mic?
Very.
I asked you, can you mute your mic? So I can't hear you, right? So the question is, when
he wrote, this is what he wrote. This is not a source that he has. Yeah, he is racially profiled. I told you Afrocentrics racist. So this is not a source that's on the stream, by the way. This is some shit he typed up. So he said, I don't want to read it. I don't think he reads all the way through it. He says, first, Hebrew Israelites misappropriate Hebrew religion. Hebrews hated Christians. Why are Hebrew Christians even talking about the Torah? See, this is dumb because they always talk about this, but you got to understand the first Christians was Jews. The first Christian was Jews. You had various Jewish sects. Even St. Jerome says the first 15 bishops in Jerusalem were Jews. They were of the circumcision, and they believed in Christ. That's in St. Jerome's book. Then you had other sects that were nominal Jews that believed in Christ.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
history.
you had those. They was worshiping in the same synagogues at one point in time.
Exactly. You had Egyptian Jews believing in Christ. You had them believing in. Why do you think Christianity is so old in Ethiopia? Come on, bro. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. Y'all playing. And then according to the narrative, you had Jews. Okay, Josephus say Jews fled and went to Libya. Some of them Jews were believing in Christ. They carried that belief. Not all Jews are uniform. Later on, you have some people develop the Karaites that didn't believe in the rabbi in a Talmudic way. You have different sects, different way ideologies, different groups that believe differently. The Therapeutai, those people in Egypt did not agree with what the people in Jerusalem agreed with. They had a similar doctrine, the common root in the doctrine, but the way they worshiped and the things they did were different. The Essenes were not the same as the Pharisees.
Yeah,
So
and I think like, oh my bad. Go ahead, shoot.
I'm just saying, you're trying to put all these Jews throughout history in the same pot. They don't make no damn sense, man.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, the reason why they broke away, like, because the Ethiopians have like the oldest, they should say like Christian faith. The reason why they broke away is because of the diophysitism within the belief system. Like some people thought Jesus was God and some people thought he wasn't. So it's just like, come on, man, they gotta actually study before they just start saying stupid shit.
Start blabbing off at the mouth. Right. Come on, man. This is goofy. So it says Hebrews hated Christians. Like, what? Why are Hebrew Christians even talking about the Torah? What? This conversation is fact-based. No, it's not. You said that it's not a manuscript. That's not a fact. This conversation is not a religious one. We both must rely on sources, which you haven't provided a source yet. You provided your own writings. It says the Hebrew Israelites have often appropriated multiple cultures to push their view of the world. I've seen you guys appropriate the Egyptian culture. You niggas ain't Egyptian. We African American. We African American. And you sit up here on Sonetta's show and try to say, well, Egyptians migrated to Nigeria. That'll be the same thing we're saying. If that's possible, then Jews can migrate to Nigeria, right? They can migrate to West Africa, right? Use your own goddamn logic. Because Jews were in Egypt, right? It says the often appropriated Jewish groups in Africa from Spain and North Africa who cannot be confirmed as black Hebrew Negro Jews to make connections. He says the people that are the Jewish groups in Africa and Spain and North Africa cannot be confirmed as black. He said he's speaking definitively here. But then he's going to read a source that cuts himself. That's why I'm not really pulling nothing up, because he's going to read something later that just kills all this shit he's talking about right here. Yeah, we can pull up sources. The Jews of Wargala, which is Algeria, were black. They were called black-skinned Jews. The Luongo Jews were black. It even says black like the Negroes. There's a writing by Paul Isaiah in 1655 about a Sephardic Jew. He said, I knew you to be a Jew because Jews have a peculiar color of face, which is black and not white like other men. It said that. So it's a compare and contrast right there. We have another writing. We can just keep going and going, and we can pull these sources all day. If you want to look like a Jew, rub walnut husks on your skin to make an indelible hue as a new Negro from Guinea. We can keep going. Jonathan Scorch, in his book, he talks about the Jews of Jamaica being light-skinned blacks. Verbatim, that's what it says. Medieval sources saying, oh, well, the Jews are dark-skinned. Maybe if they eat some hair, which is a rabbit, like a rabbit, right? A hare, they'll have white skin. Showing you the contrast, showing you they're not talking about anything else but having somatic darkness in your skin, having hue in your skin. Somatically. So he said they can't be confirmed. Yes, they can. We can tell by the writing. Even says black as Negroes. So what are you talking? And then you're going to read a source that kills what you're saying here. This is insane. It says there is long history of Jews. Hold on. There's a long history of Jews, Hebrews in Africa that cannot be confirmed as black. What? The Hebrew Israelites are trying to take advantage of our people and steal a history of non-black Hebrews who migrated to Africa. And here's another thing I want to note. I don't go off no damn skin color, so he would have said this to me and he would have got this. I would have chopped him up easy with DNA all day. That would have killed that argument. But what you're saying is not true. You do have ostensibly black Hebrews recorded in history in Africa. It says in the analysis, the parties have to apply the rules. The points cannot be our own speculation. But this is what you've been doing this whole time. That's what you've been doing this whole goddamn time. You've been giving speculation. You didn't give an article to prove that manuscript shit. You gave your own speculation. The brother Yarah went to a university. He went to Cambridge University. He went to Princeton. He went to Yale to prove his points. You're killing yourself with your own criteria. It says the points cannot be our own speculation, but from articles. Yarah brought articles, journals, newspapers, dissertations, and other sources. Yarah did that. You didn't. So by your own criteria, you lose. Since on the topic of West African and black Jews, Elder Yarah must show that the Jews Hebrews is talking about are in fact black Jews / Negro Jews and not Spanish and Portuguese or North African Jews. That right there is a false dichotomy because a Spanish, Portuguese, and North African Jew can in fact be black. The way you think is fucked up. Elder Yarah must prove the origin of the people he wants to talk about are black, Negro, or African. He fails for they never said they were. So people have to say that they're African. And then we're dealing with people that pre-colonial times, they didn't even use that term like that. This is stupidity. He has to show a primary source earlier than the so-called Hebrew Israelite doctrine. He has to show that black Jews are related directly to Israel and not converts. He has to show that they had Torah by some account. And you know what's funny about this? He has to show the black Jews are directly related to Israel, not converts. He does this. Reggie does it. Reggie proves that black Jews in Africa descend from actual Jews and are not converts. He does it with his source. We're going to point that out when we get there. He has to show that they had Torah by some account. I think Reggie even does that. He proves that. He then has to show that they accepted a Messiah or believed in Christ. That's the point right there where it gets murky. I don't agree you can prove that. Or West African Jews, by the way. Definitively, unless someone has some information that they can show me. So that part I agree with Reggie on. He says, no support whatsoever that any pocket of Negro Jews accepted Christ without the European. He said, I will show the opposite by a literature review with the same rules. The audiences as judges should keep in mind these points. So I want to actually read what he said because I don't think he read through all of it.
We have this conversation, or you, and I am saying that you are misappropriating information from the Hebrews to make yourself who you think you are. And it starts probably right here with Babylon to Timbuktu, when in Babylon and Timbuktu, Windsor goes through a whole group of Jews that are in Africa, and that they he attributes them to being black Jews, but they are not black Jews. These are Jews that came into North Africa from various times, escaping Rome, right, and other types of persecution, and so they find themselves in it. And so he gives a whole list of different Hebrews that come into the area, and he basically, in one sense, he says that they are it says, when he's talking about the Africans, he says that they're among nomads of Algeria, the Small, the Hanasha, the Trosses, the Masma, the Mujirin, the Kabites, the Tuwa. You will find among them the Yusufan, the Gorini, excuse my pronunciation, Brahmi and Tripoli. You will find them in southern Morocco among the powerful clans of the Dogotans, who control the roots of the Sudan southwards. They are non-Jewish by religion, but aware of their Jewish origin. So he says,
and he's being disingenuous here because who's actually quoting this? Is this Rudolph R. Windsor? No, Rudolph R. Windsor, as you can see on the screen, is quoting Nahum Slutz from his Travels of Africa. That's Nahum Slutz's word. And it's their Hebrew origin. I mean, they say that they're Jews. They go back to Jews by origin, not by faith, not by tradition. That's the groups he's talking about. That's why it says non-Jewish.
So he admits that there are not Jews. The Daguetan Jews are scattered in clans through many caravans, routes, oases of the Sahara and the Sudan. Gabi says that the word Daguetan means traders. Well, they're actually slave and gold traders. They're located near Timbuktu and hundreds of miles northward. They are also found east of the Timbuktu and Gao. The two main factors that motivated, this is Windsor, right, the black Jews to penetrate into North Africa were commerce and persecution. But he doesn't qualify that they're black Jews. He only says that they're black Jews, but Yarah has to show that they are, because we want to find out who the black Jews are. Also, those factors impelled
15 seconds.
Impelled them to migrate to Central Africa. So the question is, the Jews that Yarah will try to find in West Africa, these are not black Jews. These are Jews escaping from Rome and other places into Africa. So my time is up, and we continue this conversation.
Yes. Elder Yarah, your time is on. Unmute your mic. You good? Go ahead.
Yeah, let me share my screen. So let me get into this. This is child's play. Don't ever, man, again in your life, brother, ever do this again. Don't ever do this again. All right. So let's do this, right? I'm going to take it. So you brought up the Docathon, and I'm glad
Screen
you
sharing.
my screen sharing. So you brought up the Docathon, right? By Richard.
Time start.
Right. The Docathon, Richard Gotiel. And you guys can see the source on here. This is from the Jewish Encyclopedia. It says there are nomadic tribe of Jewish origin living in the neighborhood of Timonet in the oasis of Tuat.
Time out, Yarah. I'm gonna stop the time. I'm gonna start it all over real quick.
Okay.
To the mods, please remember, I keep telling y'all, let the people say what they want, as long as they are not being disrespectful and profane. If they go against Dr. Reggie, so be it. Long as they not being disrespectful, let them say what they want to say. Thank you. Go ahead, fam. I'm gonna start the time all over.
Okay. So again, I'm glad he brought up one of the tribes who he claims that Dr. Renzer was saying were not Black Jews or people of color. He's incorrect. He actually mentioned the Dogaton tribe. So the Dogaton tribe by Richard Gotiel clearly says this: they are nomadic tribe of Jewish origin. And listen to what he says. According to R. Mordecai, the Dogaton live in tents and resemble the Berber Tuaregs, among whom they live in language, religion, and general customs. They are fairer in complexion than the generality of African Jews. Not that they're white or Arab, he said, but they are a lighter complexion of the African Jews, Dr. Reggie, and are still conscious of their Hebrew, their Jewish origin. So that's your first destruction on the Dogaton. Then he says they are subject to the Tuaregs who do not intermarry with them. R. Mordecai is the authority for the statement that the settlement in the Sahara dates from the end of the 7th century when Abdi al-Malik ascended the throne and pushed his conquest as far as Morocco. At Tenement, he tried to convert the inhabitants to Islam, and as the Jews offered great resistance, he exiled them to the desert of Aha, as he did also with the Tuaregs who had only partially accepted Islam. Cut off from any connection with their brethren, these Jews in the Sahara gradually lost their Jewish practices and became normally Mohammedans or Muslims, Dr. Reggie. This is why you don't see a continuation of Jewish ritual and practices, because of their acculturation. They were acculturated or absorbed into the Muslim faith, right? But they're clearly Jews. These are not white Jews. These are not white Arabs. These are dark complected people who were living among the Africans. Let's continue, Dr. Reggie. These statements of R. Mordecai eventually rest upon some foundation. The Arabs driven to Aha are to be identified with the Makari, mentioned by Erwin Del Ara, that's Tuareg, among them whom a few Jews are said to still dwell. Also speak of many free tribes in the desert regions who are Jews by what, Dr. Reggie? Race. Jews by.
And that's an important thing, because they keep saying you need to coach. These people knew they were Jews, but they didn't keep the culture. They wasn't doing it by practice. So many of them were Muslims. They was keeping it by ancestry, who they descend from. That's what be hitting these people over the head. But I want to show you guys this right here. But I don't agree that all Jews are black, so I'm not really siding with Yarah on that. They don't. The Tuaregs, could be black or white. Tuaregs to this day are black or white. But or lighter skin, if you will. People get offended. North Africans get offended when you call them white. But check this out. I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna show you this about the Jews of Waragla, which is a North African Jewish group, right? Northwest African Jewish group, right? And we know the Jews were in the western tip of Africa because St. Jerome tells us. St. Jerome tells us during the Pax Romana, the Jews had communities from India all the way to the western tip of Africa. That's historical documented fact. There's no way around that. Check this out. So we can go to this book, then I'm going to let y'all see the rest of this debate or debate-a-log. I don't even know what to call it. Let me share my screen. You guys are going to see the book I'm reading from. It's Hybrid Hate. And the book Hybrid Hate by Tudor Parvit, pages 121 and 122, it talks about the Waragla Jews, right? It says here, Let me go to the bottom. It says here, carry on his reading, Bedeau came across the Great Sahara wandering south of the Atlas Mountains by Canon Henry Baker, Tristram, which had only just been published. The widely traveled and justly famous Canon was a Bible scholar and ornithologist. He was traveling in Sahara partly for medical reasons with the Reverend James Peed, also in quest of health. According to the Spectator's review of the Great Sahara, Peed was the archaeologist and dropsman of the party. Both of them, according to the Spectator, were hearty, good-humored, and sensible, and English gentlemen should be. Thus qualified that travels brought some interesting information about Black Jews in Wargala in southern Algeria, a very dark-skinned community in the desert town of Guadaria, and a community of lighter-skinned Jews had converted to Islam called Mahajiria in neighboring former oasis Sultanate of the Togor. So you have dark-skinned Jews and lighter-skinned Jews here as well. But you do have dark-skinned Jews that we can confirm were actually dark through historical records. These were Black Jews in Algeria. We can confirm this. And we have a quote here. It says, according to, right here it says, what Tristram and P discovered, Bedeau pointed out in the remote oasis of Wargala was a community of Jews deeply stained with Negro blood. According to Tristram, these Jews they were as dark as the Black Jews of Abyssinia. So we know exactly what they look like. This was not esoteric. Because a lot of y'all, when they say Black Jews, it's esoteric. It means sad. It means dirty. It means sick. No, this was not esoteric. This was somatic, meaning physical in appearance in the body. They were actually dark. So they were Black. They were dark as the Black Jews of Abyssinia, whom I have seen in Jerusalem. The Jews of Gardea and West Masab are also stated to be very dark. Dark as Hindus, but with features intensely Jewish. This is what they were saying about these people. So what is Reggie talking about? Oh, we can't confirm that they were Black. Yes, we can. We have the documentation. Stop it. Stop it.
Race, not conversion, but Jews by race. So that throws out your conversion argument. But who are gradually thrown off Jewish customs and have apparently accepted Islam. Among these tribes, he says again, are who? What was that tribe you mentioned, Dr. Reggie? The Dagatan, numbering several thousands and scattered over several oases in the Sahara. Show me a white man in the Sahara, Dr. Reggie. From 7 AD to 1200 AD. Show me a white Jew. You're not going to find one. Show me a European Jew living in that area during that time. You're not going to find one, Dr. Reggie. It doesn't exist, right? Even as far as the river, the Avila, or the Niger, especially living on the Niger River, Dr. Reggie. These are not white Europeans. What is wrong with you? He says also that they are very warlike and in constant conflict with the Tuaregs. According to Horrocks, the Makara mentioned above are also to be reckoned as one of these Jewish tribes. These are Black folks living on the Niger River. Ain't no white man living on the Niger River in 70 AD. Stop playing with us, bro. We're not doing this anymore. Here's the source. Jewish Encyclopedia.com, articles 485 on the Dagatan. Let's continue. There seems to be little about that the Jewish blood has largely been mixed with that of Berbers living in the Moroccan and Algerian Sahara. In fact, the Berbers are said to have been at one time Jews. According to another tradition, they are descended from the Philistines dreaming out of what? Canaan. There is a tradition that Moses was buried in Timon in the presence of a large number of Jews in that part of Africa.
1 minute.
Not only by the many sacred places and shrines bearing biblical names, which are holy to the Mohammedans or the Muslims, as well as to the Jews, but also by the presence there's a large number of Jewish sagas, which Bassett has collected in the work cited above, right? So certain Berber Jews tribes for a long time of the Jewish religion. So you can see semi-nomadic tribes of Israelites devoted entirely to agriculture. So Dr. Reggie, what you're talking about is clearly out of context. You brought up Windsor Rudolph. It says Windsor Rudolph traces a primitive Judaism and latter found in the Sahara Desert from Senegal to Somaliland, Dr. Reggie. Show me white folks living in the Senegal, in Senegal, practicing Jewish from 70 AD to 800 AD. When's
Is
the
it my
also
time?
that the ancient abode of the Shanghai tribe shows history of Za el Yemen, who came to Kuka even after the diaspora about 800 AD, established a line of kings known as the Jah in the Dia dynasty. The first Sudanic dynasty in West Africa was headed by a black Hebrew. That's
All
what
right.
wisdom says, Dr. Reggie, a black
Time.
Hebrew.
Brother Reggie.
Means he came from Yemen. So when you say that Dr.
Is it my time, Sonetta?
Is your Reggie? Relax. I got you. I got this.
Black Hebrews, when he say he didn't describe these people as black Hebrews, Dr. Reggie, you're fallacious on that as well. So every bit of attention you've brought out, you fail.
Time. Go ahead, Brother Reggie.
Okay,
Dr. Reggie was like, throw the towel in, throw the towel in, throw the
Thank
towel
you for
in.
that, Elder Yarah.
Time.
So thank you so much for that. So let's just share the screen. And what's on my
screen? Is sharing, Reggie. You ready?
Yeah. Okay.
Time
So
start.
so let's get into this so-called issue of Negro Jews, and I'm going to call them Negro Jews because that's the term that they were called right before you call them Black Hebrews. Okay. So it says Jewish Negroes, right? From the Reverend Dr. Philip, missionary in North Africa, gives the following details concerning the country. A Russian Jew, resident of Medea, gave him information concerning a great number of Israelites inhabiting the oasis of Sahara and dwelling also at Bathor, Bisrat, the Targaret, Basra, Bien Uzab, Lugas, etc. There are in each of these places as many as 100 families and even some more. So these are the groups that's there. In one place, he found 600 families with numerous synagogues and about 100 copies of the law written upon parchment, some of which were more ancient than ever. But this is not all. A curious details reached Dr. Philip of another source, a Jew who had accompanied a German traveler as far as Timbuktu, found near the boundary of King Bambara a large number of Jewish Negroes. Nearly every family.
The source he's reading is kicking him in his own ass. Remember, he had the criteria where you cannot tell or show or prove that actual black Jews existed. Bro, you're reading a source that says and posits that actually did happen. And then it kills your conversion argument because watch what he's about to say.
Among them possesses the law of Moses written upon a parchment. Although they speak of the prophets, they have not their writings. Their prayers different from those of the other Jews, those that I'm talking about, the white Jews, the progenitors, and are committed to little leaves of parchment stitched together, fragments, and containing numerous passages derived from the Psalms, like the Nash Papyrus, right? These Jews have mingled some of the superstitions of oral law. He loves to talk about oral law, which they had not committed to writing, which those of their neighbors, the Mohammedans, right? The explanation, they enjoy equal liberty with other of the African chiefs and have their synagogues and their rabbis. Their explanation, which they give of themselves in connection with their black skin, is that after the destruction of Jerusalem at the time of the first captivity, some of their ancestors, having neither goods nor lands, fled to the desert. The fatigue which they endured was so great that nearly all of the females died upon the way. The children of Ham, the African, received them with kindness, and by intermarriage with their daughters who were black. First, this big distinction of people who are not black and black communicated their color to their children. Their children became generation by generation of a deeper hue until no difference of color now distinguishes the children of Shem and those of Ham. The form of the features, however, is very different from that of the Negro around them. These are highly interesting facts and create.
So he's calling these facts, right? According to this paper right here. So what did he just do? He proved two things. If the statement that he made, turn your camera off, D-Red. Turn your camera off. I'm gonna bounce you in the back. You got your camera off. When you get your situation, I'll put you back up. But two things he just proved. If this source is true, that means that biological Jews made its way to Africa. Remember what he was arguing? Oh, you can't prove that they traveled into Africa. But you just on the source that biological Jews made their way to Africa. Then you said you can't prove that they're Negroes, but you just proved that Jews, let's say they're white. I don't give a damn what color you think they are. It doesn't matter to me. The point still stands. These are Jews. They had sex with these black women. They had children. What did their kids look like? It told you. They became no difference in color. Couldn't distinguish them. They were all black. So that kills your second point about, oh, you can't confirm that they're black. Reggie, you are a fucking idiot. Why would you read this? You debunk and disprove yourself. And Elder Yarah, you know, from brother to brother, man, I would just let him kill himself on this. I'm not on this all black Israel stuff, man. So this is the wrong channel if y'all watching that for that. That's not the case. Even if they were white and they didn't mix with black daughters, you still prove the point that Jews were in Africa, one, and they were black because they mixed with black women. You just said it. So their kids and their descendants would be black and indistinguishable from other Africans. You just said that. You just read that. How dumb can you be? You killing your own argument.
Strong desire that the unexplored regions may be open to intercourse with the civilized world. So in the Jewish Chronicle, right, you can find this particular, and it was populated here also in the Weekly Raleigh Register of North Carolina, but it all comes from this document over here where they had the propagation of the
that will prove this isn't Timbuktu. That's West Africa. That means Jews did play a part in a role in West Africa. You can't get around that. The Catalan Atlas proves that. The fact that the maps were drawn, the most accurate maps of Africa, West Africa, the Sahara and the Sahel below it, were drawn by Jews. Why did they know that? Because there were Jewish communities that were spread out in the Sahara, and we understood the trade routes. So we were able to map out those lands. That's the strongest evidence of Jews being in West Africa. The Catalan Atlas. Because the cartographers were so well acquainted with West Africa, they were able to accurately map it.
Of the Gospels to the propagation of the Gospels to Africa. They also had the propagation of the Gospel among the Jews. And so this is in this document of 1852. So what I have described is the intermixing of those peoples who are not considered black with the daughters of the Hamites, till after generations, the color of the original forefathers who populated the area became black. So this is a better description of actually what actually happened in history from a particular source. Then we go into this this whole notion of who were these Jews that were not black. We have the Jews of Balad al-Sadun, West African Jewish communities. Just because it's West African Jewish communities does not mean these slave traders were black. So then we have the Rabbi Mordecai Abba Shiro.
See how he cut himself? See, y'all play this phenotype game. And Dr. Reggie, if you come over here and debate me with this same shit, I'm going to beat shit down your leg, boy. Because I'm just going to pop the DNA on your ass. Nigga, I don't care about no skin color. But you play the skin color game. You just said that there are black Jews. They distinguish from other blacks. You just read a source saying that. Then you say, oh, did it? Oh, it does not mean that they were black. Which one is it? What I'm reading in history is that you have black Jews. You have white Jews. You have some that are somatically dark in skin. You have some that are somatically light or white in skin. That's a hard concept for Afrocentrics to grasp, and Israelites. You know why it's hard for Israelites to grasp that concept? It's because they are rooted in Afrocentricity. Remember what I said at the beginning of this video? A lot of our racist overtones and idiocy, we adopted that from Afrocentric groups.
Sorry, I can increase my screen to see him, and him in a group of brothers who were slave traders and traders among this period. This is Rabbi Mordecai Abi Siror, 1870s to 1860s, the last rabbi of Timbuktu. Wow, I get hit on the mark.
No. You could have kept going. I would have gave you a little leeway like I did Yarah, but
okay. So with a little leeway, these are in fact the Jews that he is claiming are West African Jews, intermixing with the Hamites, right, and creating this admixed race of groups of people who may call themselves Hebrews, but this has nothing to do with the damn Bible. The Christian Bible has nothing to do. So if that's my time, I'll stop.
You know why he mixed it up? Because he broke his own goddamn criteria. He said in his criteria that Elder Yarah was not going to be able to confirm there were actual black Jews. And Elder Yarah didn't even have to say nothing because Reggie pulled a source that said Jewish Negroes. These are Jews that were ostensibly black. I don't give a damn how you think it happened. Oh, it went from admixture. They were actually white first. It still disproves your point. You see black Jews. They're called Jewish Negroes, Reggie. You can't be that.
He really don't want it in. He really don't want it in the scriptures because they've been mixing since forever. They always had like a close relationship with Canaan or the children of Ham. So he really don't. He's really lucky he didn't. Yarah didn't go in the scriptures and confirm that too. But
everybody in that region did mixed. The ancient Egyptians were all black.
Exactly.
That's why when you look
no group of people was homogenous.
Yeah. Queen Taya got long, stringy hair, man. She ain't got no woolly afro, bro. So, what are you talking about? There's diversity in all groups. Reggie, you don't look like a straight up Nigerian, bro. You don't. You look admixed. You have a weird sense of race. Like this racial theory is eating you motherfuckers up.
And we'll continue.
All right, time.
All right. So
I don't want to ask each other no questions before the closeout goes.
I just want to share my screen, and I want to.
All right, let's go.
Slide he just read.
Yeah, let's get to the question.
Reggie, when the Afrocentric community was mad at you, what were they saying? Oh, he a Neanderthal. We know Reggie a Neanderthal. He not even all the way black. I remember them conversations, bro. Now, we ain't never seen your DNA or nothing like that. Maybe you should publish your DNA. Maybe you should come out and have a discussion on my channel about what your DNA says, what your Y DNA is. I don't know your DNA, but I remember when they got upset with you, and they got mad with you, what they say to you. Oh, he a Neanderthal. You know you got a lot of Neanderthal DNA. All that shit came out because y'all messy. When y'all get upset with each other, y'all throw your news out there like bitches. You yourself are an admixed Negro. 40%, 35% of African Americans are admixed Europeans. Europeans, meaning European migrants, European forefathers had sex with African women and made children, and now the descendants live today amongst African Americans. They look like African Americans. They share the same similar culture as African Americans, but they don't share the same ancestry. It's the same thing that was going on back then. But y'all don't use y'all goddamn noggin, man. That's y'all problem. Y'all basing things off how you feel as an Afrocentrist and not using your noggin and not applying logic.
Hi, everybody. Time to use your noggin. How do you use your noggin, you say? Well, here's how you use it every day. Use your noggin when you ride spot a star. Use your noggin when you make a scene. Use your noggin when you mix up green. Use your noggin to play a game. When you use your noggin, it's never the same. Use your noggin to sing a song. Ask another noggin to sing along. Use your noggin with your computer. Hey, that's Z. What could be cuter? Use your noggin. That's what it's for. I'm using my noggin. Are you using yours?
Reggie, you definitely not using yours, bro. You were wrong about the manuscript thing. Now you're wrong about being able to solidify whether Jews are black or not, and you know it. That's why you said, "Oh, that none of that matters anyway." But you put that as your criterion. I sit here and read it for everybody and listed it out. That's right, Ruth Smith. Use your noggin, goddammit. Reggie looked like he got some cut in him. He definitely ain't 100% African. I want to see his DNA.
Because remember, we got Zion and Chris coming up at 7 o'clock.
He just read. I want to go over the slide he just read. Right. Let me show this real quick. My screen.
Your screen is sharing.
All right.
You ready?
Yep. So
time start.
So this is the slide he just read, right? So he's saying that all of the Jews that were considered black on the west coast of Africa by all these various explorers that we have in history, this particular article that he reads is only talking about a specific group of Jews, a specific group of black Jews, not every Jew or every black Jew that was found or living on the west coast of Africa. This is only talking about a specific group. And let me show you where he fails, because not in any of this what he read that it says that these were white Jews that were mixing with the children of Ham.
And now check this out. I disagree with Yarah here because that's what was being implied here. I know you have a different argument, Elder, and I respect you, but I disagree with you. This is what they were trying to explain why there's Jews there. They were trying to explain by saying white Jews here. This is what was being written in this Jewish magazine here, a Jewish journal. Why? Because the idea is all Jews were white. So the only way to explain black Jews is white Jews came down there. I have no problem with that. Let's use that postulation. It still proves that black Jews exist, because even though they come from white Jews, they still are Jews. I don't let skin color arguments stop me, or I get stuck or halted by, oh, the white. But that document is seemingly saying that the Jews that came down were white. You can't get around that, Yarah. So I disagree with you on this point. I disagree with you. I'm always keep it real with you, brother. But since we got a problem against white people, let's look at ancient Egypt. Watch this. Since these Afrocentrics have an issue with white skin, let's go to the 13th century BCE and look at how these individuals looked in ancient Egypt. Because y'all think Egypt was, we were the ones. Let me show you. Because that's the way that Riot made her. Oh, man. So this is from the Insights. Let me go to the title. This is from the Insights of Ancient DNA Analysis of Egyptian Human Mummies, Clues of Disease and Kinship. Okay? This is from this article. Now I want to go to the phenotype part. Since we so hung up on phenotype, what was the phenotype of these ancient Egyptians? Check this out. Oh, come on. Don't do that. Look at that. Ain't that something? Hold on, y'all. This is the wrong article. I'm in the wrong article. That's what's going on. Hold on. Let me share this. Watch this, y'all. This is the right article. So this is the article. Ancient genome mummy genome suggests an increase of sub-Saharan African ancestry in post-Roman periods. That's what the article says. Now watch this. This is the Y chromosomal and phenotypic analysis, right? It says our analysis fundamentally shows that derived alleles for the genes SLC2485, known to be responsible for partly lighter skin pigmentation, was present in both JK288 and JK2911. So these people, these Egyptians that lived during this time period, and this is from mummies that lived in the 13th century BC, were white. They were not black. For you ancient Egyptards that think that everybody in Egypt was black. So when you guys make this racial argument, can you move that to another room? You on the phone? Oh, okay. When y'all make these arguments, it's not based in reality. What does it say right here? Estimating phenotypes. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. Finally, we analyzed several functional relevant SNPs in sample JK2911, which had a low contamination and relatively high coverage. This individual had derived allele at the SLC24A5 locus, which contributes to lighter skin pigmentation and was shown to be a high frequency in Neolithic Anatolia. So this person would have white skin, consistent with ancestral affinity shown above. Other relevant SNPs carry the ancestral allele, including HERC2 and LCT, which suggests dark-colored eyes and lactose intolerance. So since you guys are against white people, white Jews, there were white Egyptians. And this is not me just pulling stuff out the air like Reggie does. This is empirical. They sequence the genes and they are able to do the estimating of the phenotype, and this person is more than likely a white person, man.
Hey, yo, you shoot. That's kind of funny. Hey, most of you Negroes is lactose intolerant, so you know y'all Egyptians for real. No, I'm fucking with you.
Again, this is the paper right there, and I'm gonna let y'all see the rest of this discussion. This is the paper.
Y'all niggas is white Egyptians. No, I'm playing.
No, it's diversity in people groups. You got white people, you got black people everywhere. You got white and black Egyptians, you got dark, light. Come on, bruh.
I don't know why they keep thinking everybody was homogenous. Like we had to mix in order to grow populations and stuff like that. And then on top of that, like, you know, a lot of the times we probably mix through alliances and things of those sorts. Like, how do they think an empire is forward?
Right. Dr. Reggie might be a descendant of a European. He might be. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Hey, Dr. Reggie, you lactose intolerant, bro?
Watch this. So, yeah, this is that book. I mean, this is the source right here. And I'm going to show you the area that they're looking at. This is the area here where they found these mummies in Egypt. I think it's Abu Sir, Egypt, right here in this area. These three mummies, and they had the SLC24A5 gene, which would mean that these people would look white. All right? So stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit.
Never says that. So he's interjecting that into this article. And this is where these guys are intellectually dishonest again. He's not going to ever be able to show it. Watch this. It says the explanation they gave, which they gave them the connection with their black skin is this, that after the destruction of Jerusalem at the time of the first captivity, right, some of their ancestors, having neither goods nor land, fled to the desert. The fatigue which they endured was so great that nearly all of the females died by the way. The children of Ham specifically means indigenous people of the land of Africa. That's all it's talking about. The darker Europe people. Just let me give you guys a visual. Those people who would be considered that would look like a minute bowl, those type of people, the heavier people. And they're going to say this in this article. Watch. It says, that was so great that nearly all of the females died. The children of Ham received them with their kindness by intermarriage with their daughters, who were black. Y'all get that? And by intermarriage with their daughters who were black, communicated their color to their children. These children became generation by generation of a deeper you. So, in other words, these Jews, these black Jews that had fled into West Africa, already had a dark complexion. They already had a dark complexion. But when they mixed with what they call the children of Ham, by generation and generation, they had a deeper you. If they didn't have any you at all, Dr. Reggie, they would have been called white or considered white. But they weren't considered white here, Dr. Reggie. They just said by the admixture, they became a darker complexion of Jew or Hebrew. That's what it's saying. Reading comprehension is important here, people. And a lot of times when these guys who are completely intellectually dishonest, they're either that or they're liars or they simply can't read. I don't know which side Dr. Reggie falls on, but he falls on a little bit of both if he wants to pull this type of information out. It says they became a darker you generation by generation. Not that they didn't have any color at all, because that's what you means, Dr. Reggie. It means color. So it means they had color. Reading comprehension is very important. Let me get back into some of these slides, right? Because I want to show him where he clearly has no understanding, right? Clearly has no understanding. And what he wants to try to do is simply make this about me. This isn't the conversation. But let's talk about the Nash Papyrus and the Elephantine Jews, right? Let's talk about that really quickly. The Nash Papyrus, we know, was written by the Elephantine Jews. The papyrus containing the 3 Israelite songs was discovered in the 19th century at Luxor, 500 miles of the Mediterranean coast. It used demonic, a cursive Egyptian script, to write down a collection of traditional Aramaic texts. The handwriting dates the manuscript to the 4th century BCE, right? The name of the papyrus scroll is prosaic, but its contents are dynamite. Papyrus Amorous contains a compilation of about 35 Amharic literary texts, in which he does understand that this quote-unquote Nash Papyrus, or Hebrew Decalogue, was one found among many. One found among many, right? And so this is what they're talking about here. He says it has nothing to do with the Bible, although the other 2 never made it into the Bible. The 3 Psalms clearly belong together. They were eventually composed originally in Hebrew. So we know that these are Hebrew people writing on the Nash Papyrus. These are Elephantine Jews. Now let's talk about it. 175 letters and documents in the Aramaic language have been found in the south of Egypt in the neighborhood of Aswan. We could clearly see that these.
That was a kill shot too, as well, because Nash Papyrus is written by the Elephantine Jews. We know the Elephantine Jews, Aswan Jews were there. Like, stop it. You cook, Reggie. And guess what else we know? Guess what else we know that was in Aswan? E1B1A. How we know that? Because Ramesses III family from E1B1A. I mean, from Aswan, and he was E1B1A.
Things in the Arab philosopher Ibn Khalid was influential during the 20th century Berbers. This is how we know there's a clear connection to the Nile Valley, where we found the Nash Papyrus, to the west coast of Africa. Jews have settled in the Maghreb since at least the 3rd century BCE, Dr. Reggie. So when you say that, you clearly fail, right? And I could continue going on and on with this all day long. And so
I think y'all should get into the Q&A right quick, because
no, wait. So here's the thing. So what he did was just Hebrew Israelite gibberish, right? And I'm going to show you what he did to Hebrew Israelite, what he's doing with Hebrew Israelite gibberish, right? So all of a sudden the stamina leaves him. So we go back here.
Your screen is up, Reggie.
Wonderful. So here we go back to this issue of who were the Jews, and he's not calling this a white Jew. This is obviously for him a black Jew. He's crazy, right? But then we move past this.
He's darker than you, Reggie.
Don't interrupt me. You ain't got no discipline, right? So then we get into the transatlantic slave trade, clues from the interpolation analysis and high resolution characteristics of mitochondria DNA lineages. Black slaves were bought by Berber Arab, and that included Jewish merchants, mainly to Morocco, Algeria, Libya, and Egypt, through the 6 main routes that crossed the desert. One went to Morocco, etc. From ancient Ghana. This is the path of them, right? A second brought slaves to Tuat, southern Algeria. The other to Timbuktu, Mali. A third passed from the Niger and the Hausa through the Air Massif to Gat and Gadames. A central route linked Lake Chad among to actual Libya, Morzak. Being one of the most important in slave commerce, it offered oases at irregular intervals that could satisfy the caravan's needs, right? So what I'm saying is that these North Africans who are people who are traders, meaning a whole new population of DNA, considering the Arabs and the Arabs that conquered the Berbers, even if Queen Kahina was Hebrew, the 640 Arab slave trade took over. Then it gave clues. This is way before the transatlantic slave trade. You didn't come over on those ships as Christians, and he's trying to hide that fact because Christianity is banned. But then we get to this part of the document, right, where it basically says genetic study offers clues in history of North African Jews. The study also shows that these Jews came from 2 distinct groups, one of which is mostly closely related than the other to their European counterparts, reflecting historical migrations. This is from this article in Reuters. Genetic study offers clues to history of North African Jews. Then so what they're basically saying is that there are 2 groups, and these groups are connected, right? It says a new genetic analysis has reconstructed the history of North African Jews, showing that these populations date to biblical area Israel and are not largely the descendants of natives who converted to Judaism, scientists reported. So these groups of people are...
So he just killed himself because they said they're not largely converted. They're not largely derived from natives who converted to Judaism. Why? Because they're using a genetic matrix where we could, because he's not going to read all of this article, and he's not going to read what is actually a telling of known Jewish groups and where they came from. Haplogroup E is amongst the founding population of Jews. You do understand that, right? So this is why they don't want to have the genetic conversation, because they get smacked up around it. A lot of those Jews were already E3B, E1B1B, and he has some E1B1A markers. You understand? We can prove that. E3B, E1B1B, those are brothers. We are related to them. So when you say African Americans don't have nothing to do with you, yes, we do. E3B are our brothers. And a lot of us was linking around with E3B, especially the Tuaregs, which you find in Niger and you find in Nigeria. So you reading this, you actually cracking your own skull open and not even knowing it. Without even knowing. That's easily proven. Let me bring D-Red up here. Yeah, left his camera on, didn't even know it. But that's easily proven.
Other than African people. The article says over here, which is more important, that supplements what I had said earlier, males were sought for a variety of functions: doorkeepers, secretary, militaries, or eunuchs. Black soldiers were seen from Islamic Spain to Egypt and in Morocco. A whole generation of black young boys were born at the age of 10 or 11 and trained to become in the army. However, the bulk of the trade was in females as domestic servants, entertainers, and or concubines, 2 females for every male overall. In contrast to the ratio of 2 males for every female overall in Atlantic slave trade, some harems could be enormous, reaching even an extravagating number of 14,000 concubines. These Arabs and their partners, the
Arabs we relate to Arabs too. Tuaregs, Berbers, the Hamazi, that was a family. They haplogroup E. The E3B, some of them at a high 80% prevalence of E3B, some of them are E3A. See a higher prevalence of E3A amongst the Tuaregs. But I want to show this real quick. We're gonna get back to it. I'm gonna let y'all finish this. Now I gotta Medicaid up, man. I'm trying to fight this cold off again. But watch this. Watch this. These niggas don't know anything about DNA. What does it say right here? What does it say right here? Among Sephardic Jews, while chromosomes from a diverse background can be found, the majority come from haplogroup J, strongly associated with the Middle Eastern peoples, right? But others are from what? What does that say? E1B1A. In E1B1B, others are from E1B1A and E1B1B. So when you're talking about North Africans, Sephardi Jews, when you're talking about Middle Eastern Jews, when you're talking about Jews in general, Mizrahi, Yemeni Jews, there's a component that has haplogroup E in it. There's some are E1B1A and some are E1B1B. Our people have a lot to do with them people because we are related to them paternally. You cooked. The minute you step into DNA, you're cooked. Because all that color shit go out the window. DNA traces the males. It traces the male lineage going back into time, showing a common ancestry, common forefathers. And this is the paper right here that records this. It's just a quick dagger, quick cut. The Genetic History of the Israelite Nation by Robert W. Carter in the Journal of Creation 32. All right. I'll let y'all finish this.
Right? Coming from that genetic pool of Europe was seeding black females. So what throws him off is that he does not have a document to say that they was black Jews. I have a document that talks about Jewish Negroes. All he doing is running. So black women were used by Arabs, Berbers, and Jews for sex, resulting children would be mixed, right? So the so-called Shemites, right, were mixing with the Hamites, but none of them had the gospel of Jesus Christ. So he is misappropriating, stealing, theft, Hebrew culture to create something. So I'm waiting for him to show in West Africa, West Africa gospels of his Messiah or his anointed one as the slave trade increases or begins. So, I'm just waiting for that. And so I have more sources from 50 Years in America, a book on essays by Helen Nick. And then I really want to get into the fact of Yahweh and the Ebla Papyrus in itself. I should have done this earlier, right? But this is your Yahweh. This is your Yahweh, right? And this is your Asherah. And I do want to get into the fact that the Hebrews themselves misappropriated Yahweh from the Edomites. And so we want, if we have time, we can get into that. But none of this ain't got nothing to do with Africa, except for being invaded. But my time is up, and I will continue this conversation.
Okay. This is your last shot to prove your point, Elder Yarah.
What the hell is wrong with him? We're not talking. The title of the discussion is not about showing the Gospels in West Africa. You're talking about North Africa. And
all right, hold on for 1 minute. You got your last shot right here, Yarah. And Brother Reggie, you have your last shot right after Yarah, and then we're gonna get into question and answers. And then if y'all want to debate, let's set up a debate. See, if y'all would have had a better
beginning. I don't even know why this was even necessary for
him. Yeah, it would have been better if y'all would have had a debate.
Sanetta, I am not talking. Sanetta, I am not. Sanetta, I am not. Sanetta, I am not talking. I'm not talking while he is talking. I am just trying to say,
hold
let
on,
him
Reggie. I'm
continue.
saying what y'all should have did was set up a debate.
I
We
don't
can
think-
do it next week.
Hold on,
Reggie. Hold on, Reggie. Hold on, Reggie. Just relax. Y'all relax. You could have just set up a debate. It would have been better for you. Y'all would have had 3 15-minute rounds because y'all need the time because y'all both got a lot of information and you could have got a lot out at that time. But being that y'all just want to have a discussion, this is the way it go down. You got your last 15 minutes, Yarah, and then Reggie, you got your last 15 minutes. Then we come back with the question and answer between both of you brothers. Your screen is now being shared, Yarah.
Yep. So
and
again,
your time
as
is
I
starting.
said before, he's reading you information. He read an article. He's not reading a document. He's reading an article. He's reading information about people, about a specific group of people that was observed. And so let's continue, right? Let's talk about what he doesn't have an answer for, right? Conrad Maltby-Run and James Gates Percival, two French travelers from the 18th century. It says, while traveled Africa during the time of the slave trade, Dr. Reggie, and documented the tribes in Africa. While traveling through the kingdom of Loango, which is present-day Congo, they came across Black Jews. In their book, A System of Universal Geography, or a description of all the parts of the world, they write, the kingdom of Loango contains Black Jews scattered throughout the country. They are despised by the Negroes. A clear difference there, right? Who do not even desire to eat with them while they are occupied in trade, and keep the Sabbath so strictly they do not even converse on that day. They have separate burying ground, very far from a habitation. Their tombs are constructed with masonry and ornamented with Hebrew inscriptions. So there go your evidence of Hebrews, Black Jews. He calling them Black Jews, Hebrews, writing in Hebrew, practicing in the Shabbat on the west coast of Africa during the time of the African slave trade. Let's continue. The Chaldeans. This is I'll skip that. I don't even need to go to that. Halford C. Hannon, a British anthropologist, Dr. Reggie, right, wrote in 1934. The Elamites of Mesopotamia seem to be a Negro people, right, with kinky hair, which have transmitted this racial type to the Jews and Assyrians. So again, we have a connection between the people of the Levant and people who are considered Jews and Assyrians to be the same complexion as Negroes with kinky hair. Right? You don't have an answer for that, Dr. Reggie. Let's continue. Africans in the Middle East by John D. Baldwin, historian, former senator, wrote in the book Prehistoric Nations. It is now admitted that a people of the Cushite or Ethiopian race, sometimes called Hamites, were the first civilizers and builders throughout Western Asia, and they are traced by the remains of their language, their architects, and their influence of civilization on both shores of the Mediterranean in East Africa and Nile Valley, and Hindus in the islands of India. This is important to understand because we clearly see that these people have a distinguishable difference between the people who we consider Cushites and the Ethiopian race. So when you read about Hamites, when they're referring to these Negroes versus these Hamites, or Black Jews versus Hamites, we know who they're talking about, Dr. Reggie. You don't have an answer for that. Let's talk about it. The Lost Tribes. It says Israelite by Alan H. Godfrey, 1931. Israelite among American Negroes. Here we go again. This is what y'all really don't like to hear. Dr. Alan H. Godfrey postulated position that Black Jews were on the west coast of Africa from Senegal to Angola. Still show me a white Jew in Senegal and Angola. And they, the Jews, were driven to this area from the central Sudan. Show me a white man in the Sudan, Dr. Reggie. You're not going to do it. You have no answer for this. By Muslim propagandists having a knowledge of the Black Jews in the United States. He postulates that these Black Jews that were driven were taken during the transatlantic slave trade. Dr. Alan H. Godby. Here's the source, Dr. Reggie. You don't have an answer for that. These facts have peculiar significance when the presence of Judaism among American Negroes is to be considered. Hundreds of thousands of slaves were brought to America from Western Africa during the days of the traffic. He's talking about the transatlantic slave trade, beginning nearly 400 years ago. How much more of Judaism survival was among African American Jews in their earlier time? Go read the book. Read, Dr. Reggie. You have no answer for that. Let's continue. As Israelite among American Negroes.
1 minute.
Persecuted communities, they were rather more in danger than other Negroes of being raided by war parties and sold as slaves. We know we were singled out from indigenous African groups as a people. it may be considered certain that many partially Judaized Negroes were among the slaves brought to America from the book The Lost Tribes of Myth. We're not talking about conversos. We're not talking about those who converted to Islam. We're talking about those who were actually indigenous people of the Jewish culture by race. Let's continue. John Baptiste, Birds of Diablo, 1697 to 1782. Most of the illness is in his time yet unknown in Europe. He paints several areas. One of them receives the name Negro Land, a broad banner from west to East Africa, including Senegal, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Mali, Niger, and Chad. He gives an explanation. Negro Land was in the past Jewish, not white Jews. The American Presbyterian. He points in his book Western Africa from 1856. Among many observations to a phenomenon, many tribes no guilt offerings. That's in the Shema. That's in the book of Exodus. In the Leviticus, on the doorposts and old biblical examples. You see that in Exodus 12 and 7. They were doing this in 1856, Dr. Reggie. It wasn't white on the west coast of Africa in 1856.
All right, Brother Reggie, your last and final 5 minutes. You ready?
Am I ready?
No, Reggie.
You said 5 minutes?
Ready.
Yeah, that's what you've been getting.
Okay, so
I gotta put this to be fair on the record. I disagree with Elder Yarah saying there were no white Jews in West Africa in the 1800s. That's false. Unless, what are you talking about, West? Are you talking about below the Sahel? Maybe you can make that statement. When we talking about Algiers, Tunis, and stuff of that nature, Timbuktu, there definitely were white Jews there.
Elder, have some discipline. I'm older than you anyway. Have some discipline.
I just need your information, son.
I'm not your son.
You getting some
convert? No. I think
right, let's stick with the information.
I think that you should show some discipline. I think that you should show.
Come on, y'all. Let's get with the info. Come on, Reggie. You got
so I mean, okay. So here it goes. So share my screen. So let me just start right here. I only got 5 minutes, so let me just start right here. Okay. So I already went over describing how Negro Jews came to be. Right?
Time start.
But I already explained how Negro Jews came to be. This is before the transatlantic slave trade, right? So, and I also brought in science, which he cannot do. He can't show a scientific document to talk about the admixture, the number of the type of admixture that was going on because of the Arab slave trade. So any boat of Europeans that come after the transatlantic slave trade, they already see what the transatlantic slave trade already did. I showed another article, science article, on a genetic study clues to history of North African Jews. I've already done that. Right. And so he has really comprehension about the number, what males were used for and what females were used for. And then I showed this huge number of some even reaching 14,000 concubines seeding black people with Europeans, and they are going to, because they're subjugated, they're going to take on the religion and the culture of the invaders. I also have another article from 50 Years in America, book essays by Helene Hagen, right, who is a Moroccan, right, who talks about what was happening actually in Morocco and dealing with the 5 Jewish brothers known as the Mardachi brothers, right, and descendants of Spanish Jews, and the amount of the caravans needed to transport Africans. And so you can read this document while I actually move on. You can read it later, but I only have a little bit of my time. But I want to get right back into this. This is you see this right here? I started here, right? We're talking about misappropriation that these converts have because they do not know history. They're just starting to learn history. So this is Yahweh, and this is Asherah, right? And this is early Yahweh in Edom before the Hebrews ripped it off from the other Canaanites. So this is Yahweh. So Yahweh came not from God talking to Moses. It came from a culture already there, the Edomites. So this is Asherah with her legs open and her hands out. They don't look African, right? Here is Yahweh. This is Yahweh right here. Okay, so let's go further, right? Because if God created man in his own image, so
Picture page, it's time to get your picture page, it's time to get your crayons and your pencils. Picture pages, open up your picture page, it's time to watch Bill Cosby do a picture page with you.
So we're going off how gods look and how the figurines look. This is picture page scholarship. We can go out through Egypt and show you all type of strange looking gods, even gods with blue eyes and pale skin. We can do that in ancient Egypt too. Like this shit is retarded, bro. This is kindergarten shit.
Bro, why does he keep trying to say like was there Christianity in Africa at the time of the right before the time of the transatlantic slave trade? Like that's stupid. Like that doesn't even have anything to do with the argument, bro. That's
Man, he's trying to say that, oh, y'all call yourself Jews, but the Jews of Africa wasn't even Christian. That's his argument. So why are y'all Christian?
Like
that's his argument.
That's stupid. And then this whole Yahweh thing, like, bro, not even the Arabs would have called him Yahweh, bro. Like, that's not even the proper name. But yeah, that's another argument. Yeah.
Stupidity, bro.
Yeah, because they're trying to equate that with the Asheroth when it's just like, come on, bro. Like, you don't even read our scriptures. You don't even know that the Most High would tell you destroy that shit.
Exactly.
Like, come on, bro. You're fucking retarded.
we destroyed idols, right? We didn't worship them. We were supposed to destroy them. They put it like that. We were supposed to destroy them. Some of us did worship them. Let me put it like that.
that means Yahweh must be black, right? Hell no, right? This is how Yahweh is depicted. This is how Yahweh is depicted. Let's look at some more Yahweh. This is Yahweh, the God of Edom. This is your Yahweh. He's depicted as a black man. Miss me with that. Here's another picture from the times of.
So since Yahweh was depicted like that, I don't know when was his age too. I don't know what's the date. He don't have any dates there. He has a 4th century BCE coin with Persian Yahud, possibly representing Yahweh. So we don't even know if that is Yahweh, but even if it is, that's in the Persian province Yahud. He got one up there from the 10th century BCE graven image. We don't even know what that is. What is this? They're like a monster.
If I'm not even mistaken, Yahweh was always depicted as a bull with horns, bro. Like, what the fuck is this nigga? What the fuck is this shit? Like, I can't even.
This is just them making figurines, and okay, if that's what you want to say is Yahweh, or they were creating, so what? Like, this don't make any sense. What is this proving? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
And they even had like depictions of so-called Yahweh, like as a man sitting down and stuff like that. When we already know, like, that's against our scriptures. Not saying that they didn't make graven images and all of that, but it's against our scriptures completely to even make an image of the Most High
for worship.
Yeah, talking about?
Right.
Picture page, it's time to get your picture page, it's time to get your crayons and your pencils. Picture pages, open up your picture page, it's time to watch Bill Cosby do a picture page with you.
Israel, the face of God, Yahweh. Miss me with this. This is what you're calling black Hebrews, black Jews, Yahweh. Miss me and my people with that. You still, with all this jibber jabber that you said, you still didn't get to the fact of how how Christianity, the gospel of Jesus Christ, got into West Africa. You could be talking about Hebrews all you want. You a Hebrew Israelite. You missed the point. The point is that you misappropriated someone else's culture, and then you get caught when we go back and we find out that the Hebrews actually misappropriated the culture from the Edomites, Esau, right? Stole it for themselves, and then they turn around and then you turn around and say that all of this jibber jabber got into West Africa naturally and not by subjugating black women. You got no respect for black women. Now the other thing is, so then we can follow the damn Bible and the damn scrolls. I think Tahuti did a good job of this shit, right? What is the earliest piece of work that you have? The Appello Codex? I don't even care what the date is. 960 CE, we got the London manuscripts, Sevis, right? Oh, we got the Engedi scroll, the 3rd or 4th century in Israel. How did any of that get to Africa except for the slave masters? None of them. And trading. Oh, there's your Nash Papyrus. Then you don't want to deal with at all the Gospels and how a damn gospel got into the hands of those Africans when Christianity was illegal. But you want to come to the United States. You want to misappropriate Africans here and say that they are Hebrew Israelites when we have all this evidence to show that it was a European thing. That was my last round, and we can go from wherever.
All right, I really think that you two brothers need to have a powerful debate set up for next week or next weekend, because y'all have a lot of information coming out. I think, Reggie, your last round was powerful. If only you had more time, you could have really.
Sanetta, I agreed on that. Sanetta, I agreed to this conversation with the brother.
No. You started off, brother. You started off, Reggie ended. Okay, so let's get the question and answer.
Wait, 1 second. Sanetta, here's the thing. I decided to have a conversation with the brother to see, I'm going to call him his name, Elder Yarah, to see where, in fact, he was going. And so maybe in the future, maybe we may come back in a debate, right? Maybe in the future. We're not going to do it next week, but we're going to continue on with this program. This is just a pre-debate.
I see you in the chat, brother. I mean, if you want to take this on, let me know, Rob.
Let me say this to Reggie. Reggie, this is why you're dishonest, and I knew you would be this way. When we had the conversation, we were supposed to talk about 3 things, right? We were supposed to talk about the proof of any knowledge or oral tradition or written Torah on the west coast of Africa. I know you didn't want to touch that because you're a coward. Number 2, we were supposed to have
Sanetta, he can't call me. He cannot call me names.
No calling names. No calling names.
He
brother.
can't call me names.
No names.
Because I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to
name the whole conversation, bro.
What he call you? What he call you?
Huh? He called me a coward.
This nigga been throwing pot shots and calling him ignorant and stuff from the beginning. And I pointed it out. I said, "Remember,
crying.
Now you're crying like a little bitch. You niggas is hoes.
You gonna cry in the car.
You niggas is hoes, bro.
Y'all niggas whoop that ass.
You looking at yourself crying in the mirror?
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God. That's Dr. Reggie.
You looking at yourself crying in the mirror?
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God. Dr. Reggie, you spent majority of the debate debunking yourself. Like you really was. This was easy for Yarah. Yarah was like, oh, he could trip the fella and hit the ground. I'm gonna stomp his ass out. That's pretty much what you did, bro. And Nurse Reggie.
No,
so that's what they always
do. What he call you, Yarah?
Oh, he called me ignorant. He called me I didn't know what I was talking about. Those are all ad hominems. Ad hominems are ad hominems.
Yeah, but I ain't call you a coward.
So at the end of the, come on, son. At the end of the day,
I'm not your son. I'm older than you.
You are my son. You got sons.
I'm older than you.
All right,
bro.
Come on, y'all. Let's
get bro.
So what I'm
Hey,
saying,
bro, you know
Both of y'all
what?
acting like my son
See,
right
that's
now.
why.
Let's get back to the
That's why
information,
I
man.
won't. He
So
can't
this is what
stand
I'm
the truth.
saying. So
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby! Baby, want a bottle?
Right out the gate. Number two, we were supposed to talk about any evidence of the Torah in West Africa pre-colonial times. He didn't want to touch that. He's dead on that issue. Then he wants to go. We agreed that we weren't going to discuss the Ibla tablets. But when he losing the debate or losing the discussion, he has to bring it out because he thinks he's making a point here. And I'll take you on that. I'll take you through every scripture in the Bible. We can go to Deuteronomy chapter 16, and we'll show you where our prophets clearly spoke against Asherah. So how we were worshiping Asherah according to the Most High if the Bible is clearly speaking against Asherah.
All right, time out. Dr. Reggie, do you have a question for Yarah?
So
do I get to speak or do I have a question? Okay,
do
so
you have a question for
yeah,
Yarah?
I have one
2
question
minutes to answer the question.
In your
when
whole,
you finish your question, the time start, Yarah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so in his whole presentation, did Elder Yarah show a Torah with the black Jews or the Negro Jews? Matter of fact, did he show evidence
Are you asking
of a
him
Torah?
a question?
Yeah, you can't hear me?
Yeah, you saying did he show?
Yeah, did Elder Yarah show a Torah or evidence of black Hebrews using a Torah in West Africa? And
I'm really gonna make you niggas mad. Cause I was reading this, proofreading this real quick about my statement on Ramesses III. If you look up his father in the Papyrus of Harris, and if he is the son, if he's the grandson of Bay, I'm gonna talk to Ngozi about this too. This man is a Syrian. The Harris Papyri, translators of it, translate that. How do you say this man's name? Setnat, the father of Ramesses III himself will be descendant of Bay, which is a Syrian. So that would mean that E1B1A, according to Egyptian documents, would be Syrian. We're just going off of the papyri. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can look this up. You can go to look up Setnat. Hold on, let me show you. Let me just share it with you guys. You know what I'm saying? We source up over here. And I also have it by Ian Shaw's work as well. But I want to compare what the wiki had said and what I read in Ian Shaw's book, which is Oxford Handbook of Egyptology. So Seknat, Wikipedia, right? So let me share my screen. We move this real quick. Share my screen with you guys. Educate y'all on this. So Setnat right here. And that's his whole name. We were talking. What was that professor we had over here? He was on the patterns of evidence. I can't think of his name right now, but his face is in my mind. But he talked about how the Egyptians had a long name and a short name. But Setnat is pretty much his name, right? That we know him by. As you can see, he's the father of Ramesses III here. So when you go down to your session, it talks about his son. He was not the direct son of Siptai. It tells you who his father was. And if you go down here to the Harris Papyri, we know about them from the Elephantine Stele, which, as I was talking about earlier, his family is around that area, Elephantine, Aswan. And we go to right here, the Papyrus Harris, the Harris Papyrus. It says the beginning of the Great Harris Papyrus, the Papyrus Harris the First, which documents the reign of Ramesses III, provides some details about Setnat's rise to power. An excerpt of Jane Henry Breasted 1906 translating of the document is provided below. It says the land of Egypt was overthrown from without, and every man was thrown out of his right. They had no chief mouth for many years, formerly unto other times. The land of Egypt was in the hands of chiefs and rulers of towns. One slew his neighbor, great and small. Other excuse me, other times have it coming after it with empty years. Ersu, meaning self-made man, a certain Syrian, and that's the word karu, a certain Syrian, was with them as chief. He set plundering there, i.e., the people's possessions. They made gods like men, and no offerings were presented in the temples. But when the gods inclined themselves to peace, set the land in the rights according to its accustomed manner, they established their son, who came forth from their limbs to be ruler. The son of who? Ursu, the Syrian. Of every land upon these great thrones. And here's his full name. Of course, I don't know how to say this. The son of Ray, Sephnot, right here. He was kept reset. When he was enraged, he set in order the entire land, which had been rebellious. He slew the rebels who were in the land of Egypt. He cleansed the great throne of Egypt. He was the ruler of two lands. On the throne of Atum, he gave ready faces to those who had already turned away. Every man knew his brother who had been walled in. He established temples, possession of divine offerings to offer to the gods, the customary stipulations. So if this is Sanat, or however you say his name, Setnat, right here, which is the son of the successor of Ursu, then that would mean he will be a Syrian, according to the papyri that we're reading. That means he won't be one A associated with Syrians. So if anybody's watching this that's from the Afrocentric side, hit me up, tell me what you think about that. All right. So let's get back to the video. Because this will be Ramesses III's father. His biological father. Which would mean he would have E1B1A.
Did he show the Gospels in West Africa?
Okay, let him answer.
Well, and I could show you the Gospels in West Africa, but that wasn't our question. So why would I show that in this presentation? But if you want to know if in West Africa, pre-colonial times, if they had knowledge of the Torah, then share my screen for me real quick.
No, this is just question and answers.
Well, I'm asking this question. It's going to.
All right, come on. This is your time. Let's go.
Yeah, it's going to answer this question. Let me share my screen because it'll answer his question.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll answer his question. I see the time. I appreciate it.
Time showing. I mean, your screen showing.
Yep. So let me show him, right? Let me show him. This evidence of a Torah or knowledge of a Torah in West Africa, right? We're going to start here, right? I didn't even hit you with the Dr. Ben, but I'm going to hit you with it next, brother, right? So here's the source. Beyond the Sahara, the cloaked undercover Jewish identity in South Morocco throughout the Sahara. Clearly we see here, right, a copy of the Quran from the 12th century. According to notes in the text, it was bought for a Moroccan king for a sum of gold. This is 12th century AD. In chapter 3, pre-colonial times. In chapter 3, verse 3, in the Quran, God says, it is he, God, who has sent down the book, the Quran, to you, the prophet, with truth, confirming that they came before it. And he sent down what? The Torah, Dr. Reggie, and the Injil, or the Gospels. The Gospels of what? The New Testament Gospels, Dr. Reggie. So if you're asking for evidence of knowledge of the Torah and the Gospels in pre-colonial times in West Africa, here it is. They clearly
is this time up?
If you even want to say West Africans had to convert to Islam, they clearly had an understanding or knowledge of the Torah and the Gospels existing.
Is this time up?
Question, Dr. Reggie.
All right, Reggie, you don't have to ask me that, brother. I've got the time. When you do that, it's interrupting. Reggie, you have
No, I have to listen to him.
You have to question Yarah. It's your time to ask him a question, brother.
No, that was my question to him.
Oh, Yarah, it's your time to ask Reggie a question. Unmute yourself and ask Reggie a question. He got 2 minutes.
All right. Dr. Reggie, is it your contention again that there were tribes in West Africa that were not Black Hebrews or considered themselves Hebrews before conversion? Is that your contention? Was you go on record stating that today?
It's my time. Okay, so certainly, the Shemites, or the people who are thinking or calling themselves Shemites, intermingled with the Hamites. Hamites is a pejorative term, right? And so they seem to be two separate groups from the fairy tale book that you actually use. My contention is that those blacks that became Hebrew became Hebrews based on conversion, the seed of the European stock, which I showed in DNA of those groups of people. And so when we dig into history and then we get into the genetics, we find those elements existed. You want to do it biblically. I like to do it scientifically. It comes from DNA. It comes from the incredible transatlantic slave trade. So that's part of my answer. Your inability to discuss, you bringing up the Torah, the Quran is ridiculous, because the Arabs had a demi contract with the with the Jews, and the Jews were their sons, and that meant all Hebrew Jews from Europe, mainly them, and then the African Hebrews that became that because of intermixing with them. So you bringing up the Quran, then you have to bring up everything in the Quran that you cannot agree with. But the fact of the matter is that you are misappropriating religious history to prove a scientific point, and you fail on that. You completely fail on that because you don't want to deal with the intermixing during the sub-Saharan slave trade. So I think I answered his question.
All right, brother Reggie, you can ask him a question.
Okay. So let's deal with specifically the gospel of Jesus Christ in West Africa, and if you can explain the gospels of Jesus Christ in the hands of Hebrews who are the enemies of Christians, and Askia Muhammad basically kicked out the Hebrews from his country. You please explain to all of us, how the gospels of your Messiah got into West Africa by black Jews that believed in Christianity. I'm listening. I'm interested.
I just showed you that in the Quran, it mentions the Gospels. So for you to say which was substantiated by King Askia when he came in, even though he had an aversion towards Jews, we know that throughout history, King Askia, because of fear of persecution for the Jews, a lot of their documents were hid. And this is what we see now with keepers of a lot of the libraries that still exist today from Timbuktu. A lot of these books and Qurans are still being held and kept today. So when you talk about that, I just showed you in surah, in the Quran, in the surahs, chapter 3, verse 3, that it clearly mentions the Torah and the Gospels, Dr. Reggie. So when you say that they have their enemies, if you read any of the hadiths, or if you even study the Qurans, what it talks about is that it understands Christ or the Injil as part of one of the final messengers that will return with Muhammad, if you understand the Islamic religion. So what it says that he will come and he will straighten out the Christians and the Jews, but it does not in any way dismiss Christ is the part of being in the Injils or the Gospels when you talk about the Quran, Dr. Reggie. So when you brought up King Askia Muhammad, which was a derogatory term anyway by calling him Askia, but anyway, when they were bringing him in, they didn't remove that. That's part of the Quran. So they didn't remove that, Dr. Reggie. So I keep showing you the evidence. You have to show me, Dr. Reggie, where they didn't incite the Gospels in the Quran, and that the Quran did not exist on the west coast of Africa during that particular period of time. And you clearly want to keep talking about science. Well, we have scientific evidence, and maybe we'll get into this with the debate. If you're talking about the genetics, the Limba have already been shown to be genetically Israelites or Jewish.
All right, yeah, right. You can ask Reggie your last question.
The Limba are already. So let's talk about the Limba, right? Since we don't like to talk about science, right? Can I share my screen really quick? I want to show them something.
Hey, family, I want y'all to get ready for y'all question. No teaching, just ask your question. Right after Reggie finished speaking, we are opening up the phone lines. Just ask your question.
Right.
Your screen is sharing, Yarah.
Right. So let me hide that right there. So right there. So it talks about the Limba tribe, right? It says the results from the study means that the Limba tribe share the same DNA as ancient Israelites. You understand that, Dr. Reggie? Any DNA study done on Sephardic Jews by Family Tree DNA show that the DNA sequence that are found in predominantly sub-Saharan Africans, and that what you brought up? You said we couldn't show that in sub-Saharan Africa? Well, here it is, Dr. Reggie. Sub-Saharan Africans
ask your question, brother.
Were present I'm gonna get to it. Were present during the formation of the ancient Israelites, right? It says the results means that the Limba tribe share the same DNA as ancient Israelites. Right? Over 2,700 years ago, the Assyrians exiled the 10 tribes of the kingdom of Israel. In the 9th year, Hosea, the king of Assyria, captured Samaria, and he carried them away to Assyria and placed them in Hala on the harbor on the river Gozan, the cities of the Medes. And we could keep going. So, Dr. Reggie, my question to you, let me bring this out because Tudor Parfit says this, and I know Garfield likes to say this a lot of time. The protagonist of the NOVA documentary, Lost Tribes of Israel, made a journey through southern Africa to study the unusual traditions of Black African tribes called the Limba. This Bantu-speaking group claimed Jewish ancestry and observed many Semitic traditions such as kosher-like dietary restrictions and slaughter practices, male circumcision rites, strict rules against intermarriage, and Semitic sounding clan names. Dr. Reggie, so do you disagree with this DNA evidence? Since you said we couldn't show science or prove it with science, this is from a 2016 study on the genetic study of the Limba. Do you disagree with this genetic study and this genetic evidence? Do you disagree with this science that these are in fact ancient Israelites?
My comment is really short on this. Discussing the Limba tribe is really off topic because that is a Bantu group of Southern Africa, and that has nothing to do with us as a people in this country. So there, again, the DNA can be found.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. He said the Limba have nothing to do with us in this country. Negro, the Limba are EM2, just like majority of African Americans are EM2. They family. We descend from the same paternal tree. Yeah, bro. Elcon said, what exactly? That was the dumbest thing you could say. Yes, Reggie just said they had nothing to do with us in America. He said that. Let me rewind it real quick. What are you at? 150.21. Let me go back. I'm going to let you hear it yourself.
My comment is really short on this. Discussing the Limba tribe is really off topic because that is a Bantu group of Southern Africa, and that has nothing to do with us as a people in this country.
So nigga, we is Bantu.
Exactly. We related to Bantu people. I'm EU tonight as Bantu peoples. The Bantu expansion is the reason why you have such much of a prevalence in sub-Saharan Africa, E1B1A being spread and radiated. That's what all the scientific papers say. So this was stupid. They have an element of E1B1A. They're not all E1B1A, but they have an element of E1B1A, and most African Americans E1B1A. You see how stupid these arguments are? You're trying to break up these people and say, hey, you're not related to these people over here. You have nothing to do. Yes, you do. You guys are idiots.
So there, again, the DNA can be found through admixture and intermixing and marriages, and certainly through the enormous slave trade. And so to say that that they had specifically the same culture, that they was reading Hebrew, that they had the materials. You know, people can get through that aspect. If you look through Carousel and you look through South America with the Portuguese slave trade, you find.
No, the Yarah already tackled this earlier when he read a source saying they were Jews by race, not by culture. That kills everything else you just said, man. I don't care if they don't keep Talmudic tradition or what you see as Judaism. Who cares? The fact is that these people could track their ancestry back to Jews. That's the argument.
Yes, you find the Torah and you find the manuscripts and you find tombstones, but that was through the oppressor. Your problem is that you are into the Bible too much and into the Torah too much.
I asked you a
and you don't
scientific
study
question.
science.
You gotta
Don't
let him
interrupt
act.
me.
You gotta let him.
Oh, okay.
You don't.
He's not
interrupt
answering my
me.
question though.
I did answer the question.
I'm
saying.
You gotta let him answer the way he want to answer, brother.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Reggie.
So my answer to him, because he didn't hear, is through admixture and intermixing. You can find, we're all humans, so you can find intermixing, but that doesn't mean that what other mixtures did those Africans have? These are some of the earliest Africans in the world that birthed everyone. So to say that there's a specific group.
That's a lie, Reggie. You better be lucky I'm dealing with this cough. I really want to go in on you, bark on your ass right now. That's a lie. When we're talking about our people, we're not a group of people that is responsible, according to the scientific arguments, for peopling the earth. That's not us. We're haplogroup E, Reggie. Listen to me, Reginald. See, your friends ain't going to educate you. The people that they're not your real friends. Like I said, your real friends going to tell you when you stink. Hey, man, you kind of funky, bro. You need to go ahead, you know what I'm saying, handle it. Take a shower. Hey, man, you hurt right now? Let me get you deodorant. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be that friend for you. We are not the Khoisan. When people say that, about, oh, they're responsible for peopling us, they're talking about the Khoisan. The Khoisan are supposedly the deepest divergent people, the highest mutation, the longest mutation segments out of everybody, right? So they interpret it as being the oldest group of people on the earth, and all people come from the stem that they come from. Not us, not haplogroup E. Not haplogroup E, not majority African Americans. Not that many of us are haplogroup A. It's a very small percentage of us. So when you say we, that goes back to the thinking that all Africans are the same. All Africans, say it with me, Reggie, if you're watching with me, all Africans are not the same. All Africans are not Khoisan. Stop it. Give me a hand. Give me a hand, Reggie. Stop it. Shit.
Then the specific groups come through population connections through admixture. And so please don't try to make, and that got nothing to do with the Gospels of Jesus Christ anyway. So you ain't no Hebrew. You ain't reading the Torah. You ain't dialect. So you just you're misappropriating Hebrew because you now you can only substantiate the Gospels through the Quran, right? Well, then you have to deal with. Then you're gonna have to deal with
everybody. Hold on.
Scientific.
This is why. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. This is why y'all need to have a debate, because like Yarah said, he's not answering the question. That's when rebuttal comes in. You see, y'all are afraid to debate each other. What's going on? Have a damn debate. Yarah want to debate. So now we're going to open up the phone lines. I ain't got time to go back and forth with y'all because I got the great debate coming up right after this. And so I want to say the phone lines are now open. Family, we got Zion Lex and the man Chris coming in at 7:00. Chris is coming in at 7:00. Let's get it in. Call it in, y'all. This is your time to shine. Call it in now. We ain't got time. Oh, shit. The first caller in the building. Peace and Black Power family. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is your boy, the Bishop Black Jesus Minister.
All right, what's going on, Black Jesus?
Oh, well, let me make this quick and try as painless as possible. Brother Yarah, great job, brother. I already knew, brother, you had this in the can, brother. This is a damn shame. But anyway, Yarah, and this question goes to Brother Yarah and Reggie at the same time.
Yes, sir.
Brother Reggie and Brother Yarah, do both of you agree or disagree? And I'm reading the book from Dr. Yosef Ben Yakinen titled We the Black Jews. We the Black Jews, volumes 1 and 2 by Yosef A. Ben Yakinen. And the subtitle says, this is a witness to the white Jewish race myth. A witness to the white Jewish race myth. Y'all somebody pull this book up. Y'all, if you got that book.
Let's go with the question, brother.
So my question is, do you brothers agree or disagree with Dr. Joseph Ben Yakinen, Dr. James Smalls, Dr. John Henry Clark, who all said that the original Hebrews are black African people? That's my question.
Well, I'll take your answer first, and I appreciate you, Black Jesus Minister, Peace family. I'm going to say this. I actually have that actual video where Dr. Ben is actually saying that out of his mouth. And I was going to address Reggie with this because he so prominently poked his chest out and said Dr. Ben was one of his scholars, when Dr. Ben agrees with none of what he said tonight. And if you want me to play Dr. Ben's words back to you, let your ancestors speak to you right now, Reggie, I will, because I got the video queued for you out of Dr. Ben's mouth. But he don't want that. He's not ready for that. You don't even respect your ancestors. So what, you hung around with him? You don't believe a goddamn thing he said. So what? So to your point, I agree with what he says, that the white Jewish ancestry in West Africa and Africa is a myth. But Dr. Reggie doesn't understand, and this is why I know he's not well read. In Arab culture, in the Arab language, as they were writing, the use of the term white did not refer to the complexion of the European skin. That's what he doesn't understand. But only a person who's actually well-read and studied would know that. And that's
all right.
Not that I'm speaking with.
All right, Brother Reggie, you want to address that?
Yeah. So the African is the progenitor of the human race. These people hate the fact because they believe in a Jack and Jill fairy tale book called the Bible, and then they have hijacked the Torah. I've showed material culture of the Edomites having Yahweh before the Hebrews, the so-called Hebrews. The other issue is that, of course, the Africans in several time periods admixed with the groups of people inside Europe. On the issue of Dr. Ben, the fact of the matter is Hebrews, by their own account, say that they went into Africa and so they will have African blood. So the resulting culture of if it wasn't for ancient Egypt, there would be no Yisrael. There would be no story. It would be none of that. So you trying to find some type of a moment is silly, because the ancient Egypt Nile Valley extends to at least 20,000 years, right? Extend to at least 20,000 years before there was even a Yahweh, or you can even write a Yahweh, because God didn't teach you how to write first. So yes, Dr. Ben is my teacher. I think that everybody knows that. So is Dr. Clark, and so Dr. Ben. He is talking about his particular heritage of being a Hebrew. You can't speak for my relationship with Dr. Yosef Ben Jochanan.
All right, all right.
He left the Hebrew culture. Don't you know that? Don't you know
none
that?
of us subscribe to Hebrew culture.
Don't you know that? He
It-
left.
it- it-
I know
time.
because you hate. You're
A
just
Hebrew-
appropriating.
a
You're
Hebrew
misappropriating it.
Arabs can be Hebrews.
You are misappropriating the story.
All right, time.
You are a Christian.
Peace and Black Power family. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What are you talking about?
This is Freedom calling from Delaware.
Freedom. What's going on? All right, all right. You have a question for who?
My question is for Reggie.
Can you take us off the speaker so we can hear you?
Sure. My question is for Dr. Reggie. Dr. Reggie, do you feel like, just like what you said, that this is a book that is somewhat of a, I guess, of a fairy tale? And that the man that you were just speaking to said that the white.
All right, I'm gonna shut it down because it's gonna get real stupid. You know, we had enough stupidity here, and they're gonna end with a yelling match. So that's it. I'm done here. I'm done. Reggie, this is a little discussion. Just revealed a lot of stupidity with you. Elder Yarah, much respect, but there's some things I disagree with you on, colorism and whatnot. If you want to have a discussion, we can talk about that here. But yeah, keep your feet on their necks, man. You was beating his ass. I just disagree with you on a few points. That's all. I'm out of here, man. Peace.
Shalom. Thanks for having me on your shoot.
No problem, brother. Anytime. Shalom, brother.
This shit can get real freaky. How about Pippi Long and Dashiki? Where you at, send the address, they'll meet you. Mariano. We ain't going back and forth and fake beefing. Hang with the ops, you'll get slayed with the ops. I'm the reason everybody got K's on the block. What I pay for my watch, don't you hang with the cops? It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Hang with the ops, you'll get slayed with the ops. I'm the reason everybody got K's on the block. What I pay for my watch, don't you hang with the cops? It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. Shit, nigga. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Like, why you even hanging with them for? Oh, that's your cousin, I put his brains on the floor. They don't never throw no money at the club. All they do is see you and speak me up. Like, what's with all the dick riding, bro? He's a nobody, I sent his ass to the stove. Deep on shit, what you got up on my 40? I like FNs, Dracos, 9s, and Lil 40. I sent LJ and MJ outside the garage, you know. Give us front row tickets right now before we extort you. Better listen when I speak right now, who getting money? Better slide up on your block right now, I'm that important. Hang with the ops, you'll get slayed with the ops. I'm the reason everybody got K's on the block. What I pay for my watch, don't you hang with the cops? It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Hang with the ops, you'll get slayed with the ops. I'm the reason everybody got K's on the block. What I pay for my watch, don't you hang with the cops? It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. Shit, nigga. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Fake tough, you must be off a pill, bro. My shooter with me ain't always in kill mode. Thanks to Rami, I'm always in chill mode. Don't think about it, nigga, I'll kill something. Don't make me go up in the go yard steel package. Didn't like SpongeBob, I'll kill Patrick. I make niggas give real good captions and double back on the candlelight and get it cracking. Get the slap hoop for $10,000 on my head, niggas capping. Niggas rappers, niggas actors, niggas bitches, niggas faggots. When his body hit the ground, get his jacket. The op lover died too, it was tragic. Hang with the ops, you'll get slayed with the ops. I'm the reason everybody got K's on the block. What I pay for my watch, don't you hang with the cops? It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Hang with the ops, you'll get slayed with the ops. I'm the reason everybody got K's on the block. What I pay for my watch, don't you hang with the cops? It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. Shit, nigga. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. It's 2021 and niggas still broke. Man, we don't do ops. We don't do niggas who hang with them, associate with them. Nigga, won't go fuck about none of that, nigga. Yeah, we gon' put you in this casket too. Shit, we gon' get this nigga a 6-man casket. Yeah, hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. Nigga. with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. Yeah, yeah. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. Hang with the ops, you get slayed with the ops. It's 2021, a nigga still broke.